mean you click this video to watch the replay of this one. If you're watching the replay of this one, I mean you obviously like my videos. But if this is your first time here, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. And be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at $2 boxing or hitting the heart with the $sign and just leaving a special thanks below, letting me know that you enjoy the content. Thank you. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jake, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing Floyd, Ain't Got No Money Mayweather versus Showtime and Espinoza. He is currently suing them for $340 million that he believes was stifled and taken away from him and put into secret accounts and all kind of things. We're going to get into it today. And y'all know me. I'm going to come out and present the facts. Put some common sense and logic on top of all the hyperbole and hyperbolic news and just flat out lies and rumors that are out there. Now, there's a lot of people that have been celebrating, for lack of a better word, ever since this lawsuit has dropped and came out, and they're like, yeah, we knew Al was stealing money. We knew Al was crooked. We knew Al. Now, the issue I'm having with this is it's not multiple people coming out. Now, once somebody files a lawsuit, the floodgates are open and more people start to speak up and come out. So I'm interested to see if more people will speak out against Al, if we'll see more lawsuits and things like that. And I mean, it's boxing, y'all. Boxing is the most corrupt sport. We all know that. We all know that. So if there's any shady thing going on with Al Heyman and the PBC, I mean, who would be surprised? Who would be surprised? From my understanding, Al has a great reputation. So I think people are just happy that, Al's going to have a blemish on his reputation, or people are going to finally prove that he was doing something wrong. But it's Floyd Mayweather. And we have to look at Floyd's circumstances right now. It's a lot of rumors going around that Floyd Mayweather is broke. He foreclosing on properties. He owed people money. He had tons of lawsuits. It's a lot of things going wrong financially with Floyd Mayweather right now. And I know a lot of you are probably wondering, well, what brought the lawsuit about? But I want to let a couple of more people pull up in here. Because what I notice is when I do videos like this, I did the same thing for the Tank lawsuit. We read the lawsuit word for word. We went through everything. We seen kind of the stuff that didn't make sense. We didn't that. Like, we went through the whole lawsuit and we reread it word for word. Word for word. But if you're in the building, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. And for those of you that are new here or you're listening to the replay for the first time, this is a high IQ platform where we like to speak in common sense and logic. Of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion over here. I don't block people. I don't censor people. And don't come to my platform and be disrespectful and rude or just plain be acting like a bitch and I kick you off my panel and then you run around telling people that I kick you off my panel because of your opinion, messing up my brand when that's absolutely not true. Not one person can ever say they've ever been kicked off my panel because of their opinion. That my platform is 2 Cents Boxing, where everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So if you get kicked off of other people's platform, do not misconstrue that with my platform. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that shit is pissing me off. It's really pissing me off because you fucking with my brand. I don't kick nobody off my panel for their opinion. But if you're gonna be rude and talking over people, calling people clowns and bitches and dumb and doing all that other stuff, and I warn you, I already told you 2026 a different year. And I warn you to stop doing that, and you continue, you will be off of my panel because 1, you're messing up my panel, and 2, you're messing up my playback value. My playback value. You're messing up my playback value. Damn, I don't know why I couldn't say that. So really, really, really stop doing that. And when people tell you you talking over people, you still don't want to believe it, and then you wonder why you get kicked off of everybody's panel. It's because you're rude, and you want it's bruh. You can literally listen to the playback yourself and hear yourself talking over people. But for anybody that says I kicked them off the panel because of their opinion, send me the clip. I will play it on my live, and I will apologize. Send me the clip. Other than that, stop crying about my channel and my panel because you getting kicked off of other people's channels and their panels. Don't do that. It's egregious that I have to deal with grown men like this. It's egregious. So let's see. Shout out to Ramon Sifu in the building. What up, Ramon? We got all things in the building. Y'all punch that like and subscribe button. So Floyd Mayweather, the money team, is suing Showtime and Al Heyman. So let's see what started the lawsuit. The lawsuit was initiated to recover at least $340 million in misappropriated career earnings that Floyd Mayweather discovered were missing due to a long running scheme of financial fraud, breaches of fiduciary duty, and conspiracy. The specific events and discovery that led to the filing of the complaint include discovery of massive financial discrepancies. Mayweather's team determined that out of approximately 1.2 billion reported purses, hundreds of millions were unaccounted for. This includes 20 million payout from the 2015 Berto fight that was allegedly never paid to him. Failed requests for transparency. In late 2024, Mayweather's new management team, led by Richard Schaefer, requested detail accounting for his biggest fights. Showtime and Al Heyman failed to provide these records, claiming that critical documents such as payout spreadsheets for the Pacquiao-McGregor fights were lost in a flood or moved off-site. Evidence of document alteration. Mayweather's representatives uncovered a faxed authorization form that appeared to have its date manually altered to misrepresent when it was signed. The document also contained a redacted notation, "We need to cover our ass," which suggested an awareness of impropriety by Heyman's team. Suspicious exodus of staff. Following Al Heyman's stroke in late 2023, 5 of Mayweather's longtime lawyers abruptly resigned or withdrew within 3 months, with a 3-month window. This mass departure raised suspicions that these individuals were distancing themselves from a scheme that was on the verge of being exposed. Uncovering hidden account structures. Mayweather learned that Showtime had been wiring his fight funds into third-party trust accounts controlled by Heyman's associates rather than paying him or his promotional company directly. Ultimately, the lawsuit seeks to hold Showtime and Steven Espinoza accountable for aiding and abetting Heyman's breaches by providing the means and cover for the funds to be diverted and the fraud to remain undetected for years. Now, basically, he's saying Al Heyman had a stroke in 2023. He got sick. All the lawyers and shit that was working with Al Heyman dipped. And Mayweather got new promotion, Schaefer. Now, from what I understand, Floyd and Al kind of had an issue and a falling out because Al Heyman no longer wanted to do those exhibition fights that Floyd Mayweather was doing. I don't know how true that is. That's what I heard on the street. And Richard Schaefer, from my understanding, was the same person that allegedly stole Golden Boy fighters and brought them over to the PBC. What, am I tripping, or is that the story? So that's what brought about the lawsuit. So it sounds like to me that Al Heyman having a stroke and them having the opportunity to kind of get in and get around Al and do this and do that is the reason why he decided to file the lawsuit. Now, we cannot ignore that Floyd Mayweather is having a ton of money issues right now. And people are saying that he's broke and it's really killing his personal persona. But is anybody surprised of Floyd Mayweather going broke? Who's surprised? So the first question: how did Al Heyman allegedly use hidden accounts to defraud Mayweather? Al Heyman allegedly orchestrated a scheme to defraud Floyd Mayweather of at least $340 million by routing earnings into a secret bank account and using deceptive bookkeeping to justify unauthorized transfers. Now, I seen people posting Al Heyman's contract on the internet, on X. I want to look that up. I want to get a whole copy of that contract too so I could break that down. But they were putting it on X. And what I want people to realize, and they're like, oh, well, Floyd can't sue Al because of the contract. Doing something illegal. Okay, if you have a contract and there's something illegal in the contract that you're doing, it makes the contract null and void. You can't put illegal things in a contract and be like, oh, it's in the contract, you signed it. No, if you're doing something illegal, it doesn't matter about the contract. And if it's something illegal in the contract that you sign, it makes the contract null and void. I don't know if people know that or not. So this whole issue of like, oh, he can't do it because it's in the contract. If he did something illegal, Floyd Mayweather could absolutely sue him because it makes the contract null and void. So Al Haymon allegedly orchestrated a scheme to defraud Floyd Mayweather of at least $340 million by routing his career earnings into a secret bank account and using deceptive bookkeeping to justify the unauthorized transfers. Diversion of funds to controlled accounts. So instead of paying Mayweather directly, fight proceeds were wired into accounts that were not accessible to him. Now we got to remember, in the contract, it said that Floyd Mayweather signed over power of attorney to Al Haymon, which means he gives Al Haymon permission to do these things that he's complaining about because you signed over the power of attorney. He's your financial advisor. He's handling all of your finances. So then it says third-party control. At Haymon's request, Showtime wired hundreds of millions of dollars in fight revenue, including from major bouts like the one against Pacquiao, into a trust account at First Security Bank of Nevada. Jeff Moore's role, this account was held in the name of Jeff Morris, a CPA and a tax attorney engaged by Haymon. Morris acted as a signatory and controller of the accounts where Mayweather's earnings were deposited, facilitating transfers at Haymon's direction while keeping the details hidden from Mayweather. Now, I'm just curious as to how much dealings Mayweather had with the finances, or did he just trust Al Haymon to handle them? Direct payments. Significant one-off payments ranging from $3 million to $15 million were made directly to Haymon or Morris from Mayweather's accounts. These transactions often lacked clear descriptions or were vaguely labeled as Mayweather expenses. That doesn't sound too far-fetched to me. These are Mayweather expenses. Y'all don't, just like how AB would say, hey, I can call up Al, ask him for some money, he can send it to me. He's sending y'all the money that he set up for y'all in these accounts. At least that's what it's looking like to me. That's my 2 cents. He set up these accounts for y'all and he's sending y'all the money out of these accounts that he set up for y'all instead of just handing it to y'all all at one time, because he's y'all financial advisor. That's what he's supposed to be doing. Haymon took extensive measures to ensure Mayweather remained unaware of those outflows. He says restricted access. Haymon explicitly directed Morris to show Mayweather only the signature pages of contracts and forms, stating he doesn't want Floyd to see the documents. So why Floyd didn't ask to see the documents then? Why Floyd didn't ask to see the documents? Did he tell him no, he can't see the documents, or did Floyd never ask to see the documents? If I say, man, just get him to sign that, paperwork or whatever. Like, I don't see Floyd just trying to read contracts and the documents like that. I don't know. It says altered records. Representatives for Floyd Mayweather claimed to have found a faxed authorization form where the date was manually altered to misrepresent when it was signed, and a notation on the same document that saying we need to cover our ass was allegedly crossed out before being sent to the bank to hide the impropriety of a large payment to Morris. Avoiding a digital trail. Haymon avoided traceable electronic communications, relying instead on faxes and in-person meetings. His counsel even represented that Haymon does not own or operate a computer. Now, if he doesn't own or operate a computer, how is he avoiding a digital trail? He doesn't handle business like that. He may be avoiding a digital trail, but what is that any implication of? The man been doing business for how long? The man he didn't work with Michael Jackson, Prince, Drake. He didn't work with every single body. For how long? We can't say that because he doesn't own a computer or send emails and only want to do in-person meeting and faxes that he's avoiding a digital trail, which he may be avoiding a digital trail. I don't know. But is that a reason for the lawsuit, to file a lawsuit? Mayweather's team discovered these issues only recently as critical financial records for his biggest fights were allegedly withheld or claimed to be lost in the flood when they attempted to trace money. So that is how Al Heyman allegedly hid money from Floyd Mayweather. But what it sounds like to me, as of your financial advisor, my job is to take your money and place it into accounts where you can gain interest or whatever your financial goals are. That's the whole goal of me being your financial advisor. So to say that he took the money from the fight purses and put them in trust, it sounds like to me that's what he's supposed to be doing. So I don't know. I mean, y'all tell me. I'm just reading and giving my 2 cents. I'm not a lawyer. So then it says, once these funds were in these accounts, Heyman allegedly moved large sums into his own coffers under false pretenses, deceptive memos. Banking records reveal large transfers to Allen Heyman Development Inc. and other Heyman-owned entities. These were often labeled as repayment or loan payoff, falsely suggesting Mayweather was reimbursing Heyman for advance funds. Mayweather asserts he never received any such loans. Now, I'm going to ask all of y'all in the chat, all the 2 centers, who on here believes that Floyd Mayweather never received advance payments from Al Heyman? Who believe that? Floyd Mayweather bought an $18 million watch, allegedly. And we supposed to think that you wasn't getting payments ranging from 3 to 5 million advances to you from Al Heyman? I'm just asking. This is my opinion. But Floyd is saying, I ain't never got that money. Listen, it could be true. Some of the advances, maybe Floyd didn't ask for, and Heyman just snatched it out of his account. I don't know. So aircraft carrier say he believes Floyd. You believe Floyd Mayweather, who is in debt up to his eyeballs right now, who has been having his financial issues started, seems to me, once he left Al Heyman. Sounds like you trying to discredit Floyd. No, it sounds like I'm giving my opinion on what I think. If you think my opinion discredit Floyd, then I guess it discredits Floyd. Okay. Even EJ said he felt like he was getting played. Ain't EJ still with Al Heyman? Ain't EJ still with Al Heyman? So, how did Steven Espinoza allegedly assist with the fraud? So let's see where Steven Espinoza comes into the situation. As the president of Showtime Sports, Steven Espinoza allegedly played a critical role in facilitating Al Heyman's scheme by providing the necessary means and cover to misappropriate Mayweather's earnings. His alleged participation involves the following actions: facilitating the diversion of funds. Espinoza oversaw the business dealings for Mayweather's fights and directed Showtime to wire fight proceeds into accounts controlled by Al Heyman's agents rather than to Mayweather directly. Now, Mayweather signed power of attorney for Al to get the money. I don't get this part. Maybe I'm missing something. Third-party payments. At Heyman's request, Espinoza and Showtime wired hundreds of millions of dollars, including purses and upside, from the Pacquiao fight into a First Security Bank of Nevada account held by Jeff Morris. Awareness of irregularities. Espinoza was allegedly aware that paying a fighter through a third-party lawyer's trust account was unusual. He also reportedly knew that Heyman was the de facto controller behind these accounts, yet he proceeded with wire transfers, which kept the funds out of Mayweather's direct oversight. Do y'all think that Mayweather was managing his funds, or did he always tell y'all Al Heyman was doing it and helping with the investments? Why do they keep saying they didn't give it to Mayweather directly? I'm thinking they didn't give it to Mayweather directly because Al Heyman is his advisor. I'm not saying Al didn't do nothing. I'm just saying, when was Mayweather ever asking, or like, you know what I'm saying? Because if this was an issue, they didn't pay him directly. He thought funds were missing and all of this from fights back in 2015. Why are you waiting till Al Heyman has a stroke and then like 10 years later, 11 years later to try to recover these funds when it's being rumored that you in debt up to your eyeballs and you going broke? That's all I'm saying. Stonewalling and document concealment. When Mayweather's new management team sought to investigate the money trail in 2024, Espinosa and Showtime allegedly obstructed their efforts. The lost in the flood excuse. Showtime claimed that the critical financial records, such as a payout, spreadsheets, deal memos for major bouts like Pacquiao and McGregor fights, were lost in a flood at a storage facility or were otherwise inaccessible due to corporate downsizing. Now, we've all know Showtime has been changing hands through different companies. So that could be plausible, considering how long it's been. Failure to provide accounting. Despite contractual obligations to provide accurate accounting, Showtime and Espinosa failed to produce detailed breakdowns of revenues and expenses when requested. Silence despite knowledge of irregularities. The source alleges that Espinosa had detailed knowledge of fight finances, but failed to alert Mayweather to significant red flags. Is Steven Espinosa even supposed to do that? I'm just curious. Is he even supposed to do that? Can you sue me because I didn't do that? I'm just curious. Questionable expenses. Espinosa allegedly remained silent even when fight revenues were used as slush fund to pay unrelated costs, such as a $20 million reimbursement for the Andre Berto fight that was improperly deducted from the Pacquiao fight proceeds. Now, from my understanding, the Berto fight lost money. The Berto fight lost money. So I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. Like, hey, this fight lost money. We got to recoup these lost funds. So we're going to pull it from another. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I got to read the contracts. I got to read the other contracts. Unsupported costs. He did not query or inform Mayweather about millions of dollars in marketing expenses that appear to be unsupported or inflated. Well, for any company, employees and marketing are their biggest expenses. Employees and marketing are their biggest expenses. Floyd Mayweather, you was the biggest name in boxing. You was the face of boxing. I'm sure you had to have a lot of marketing costs. You don't just be the face of boxing for no reason. You got to be marketed. Spence got new management, new everything. But Spence is still with Al. Al Heyman is a financial advisor, y'all. He's not a manager. Do y'all know what a financial advisor is? Y'all probably don't. Y'all don't know though. How do you know Floyd is in debt? Because I'm reading articles about things that's getting foreclosed on, people that's suing him for money. What you mean? How do I know? What is it with Al to where y'all think he is an angel? Who said that? What could be wrong with y'all? Y'all really irritate me with that shit. Al was just doing what Bob and them been doing for years. But you know what Bob and them ain't been doing for years? He ain't been making these fighters money like they've been making. Y'all acting like they didn't make the money. That's what I'm saying. Y'all acting like he Dana White. Like his fighters is out here broke and crying about how they ain't even made $1 million and all of that. No, his fighters, they not doing that. Earl Spence got a whole fucking ranch. Floyd Mayweather buying $18 million watches. Like, shit, I'm glad Al made y'all rich so he can rob y'all. Sometimes y'all can't see the forest for the trees, bro. It's crazy. Unsupported costs. He did not query or inform Mayweather about millions of dollars in marketing expenses. Okay. Conflict of interest and future employment. Espinosa's actions are framed as a result of a desire to keep Heyman, a powerful content supplier, satisfied. Joining Heyman following Showtime's exit from boxing in 2023, Espinosa reportedly joined Heyman's Premier Boxing Champions Visscher to help run his broadcasting deal with Amazon Prime. They've been working together for, like, Al and Espinosa have been working together. Why wouldn't Espinosa want to continue to work with Al Heyman? I don't think that proves anything to me. Aiding and abetting. The sources suggest this move illustrates a contained relationship with Mayweather's fiduciary and provides a retrospective motive for why Espinosa may have turned a blind eye to Heyman's alleged financial manipulation while at Showtime. So they just saying, hey, he wanted to stick with Al, so he was just going to do whatever he said he going to do because he still wanted to be able to keep his job. Let's see. How does Stephen Espinosa's move to PBC support the fraud allegations? Stephen Espinosa moves to Al Heyman's Premier Boxing Champions, a central element of the fraud allegations, as it is used to establish a motive for his alleged complicity and to suggest a conflict of interest during his tenure at Showtime. Oh, they're trying to say that because he left with Al Heyman to work with PBC, that it's just kind of showing that they was plotting and planning and scheming together. Okay. And why wouldn't people expect for Al Heyman? And y'all want y'all let me know if y'all have any questions, type it in the chat and I'm gonna answer it for you. But why wouldn't people expect for Al Heyman to have unconventional methods? It says explanation of lack of intervention. The sources argue that Espinosa's familiarity with Heyman's unconventional methods, such as his extreme secrecy and avoidance of digital trails, supports the inference that he knew Heyman was likely acting improperly, but chose not to alert Mayweather or intervene. Now, my thing is, if he's been doing business his whole life and he didn't do emails, because you gotta think, when Al Heyman was doing business, it wasn't no fucking emails. He says he uses fax and meetings, which is what Al Heyman probably was using back in the day. He doesn't own a computer for whatever reason. But they're trying to say it's because he's frauding people, stealing from people, whatever the case may be. I don't know. But if he want to do business the old school way, let him do business the old school way. Al Heyman could be the mob for all we know. I don't know. But what I do know is Al Heyman focused more on getting more money to the fighters than anybody else that we've seen, which has caused the whole issue and shook up the whole boxing world. And everybody was crying and complaining about how it's going to ruin boxing because he overpaying the fighters. They tried to sue him and do all this extra stuff. Unconventional methods are usually a sign of malpractice. Okay. Well, I guess they about to get him then. Did Showtime contract require them to pay Mayweather directly? That should be a question that we're asking. Because everybody keeps saying Mayweather didn't know, Mayweather didn't know, Mayweather didn't know. Based on the sources, Showtime's contract required the network to distribute fight proceeds, including purses and bonuses, to Mayweather or his designated entity, Mayweather Promotions. However, the complaint alleges that Showtime failed to ensure Mayweather's direct receipt of these funds. Instead of paying Mayweather or his company directly, Showtime followed the direction of Al Heyman and Leonard Ellaby to wire hundreds of millions of dollars into a third-party account at First Security Bank of Nevada, held by Jeff Morris, a tax attorney. If Floyd Mayweather, for all of those years that he was boxing with Showtime, never received the information that he was supposed to receive, and he didn't have a problem with it until 2023 when Al Heyman had a stroke. Okay, so let's see. And everybody on here keep crying about. I tried to tell y'all about Al Heyman. I tried to, but y'all don't care about Dana, who none of his fighters got anything nice to say about him at all. I don't see niggas crying, thanking Dana. I don't hear people saying, man, I couldn't even box no more, and Dana White still took care of me. Like, all of this, like, I don't hear that. But y'all Johnson bounced Dana White, and y'all want to sit up here and try to crucify Al Heyman because Floyd Mayweather, broke ass, is filing a lawsuit? I'm not saying whether Al is right or wrong. It really doesn't matter to me. But I'm just trying to point out y'all hypocrisy and bias. It's sick, really. It's sick, really. Yeah, but you knew Dana was a crook. But Dana, okay. Al Heyman got his fighters rich. He stole some money from them, let's say. Dana White don't even let his fighters get rich. He don't even let them, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't even let them get rich. He takes from them. He's getting rich off of their backs. It's a huge difference here. It's a huge difference here. So the fighters didn't get paid too rich. It's all smoke and mirrors. They was lying about their money they was getting. Showtime and Steven Espinoza allegedly played a critical role in facilitating the misappropriation of at least $340 million of Floyd Mayweather's career earnings by acting as a financial intermediary that prioritized Al Heyman's control over Mayweather's direct funds. But Mayweather signed a contract for Al to control his funds. That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't get. Let's take a look at paragraph 34. Mayweather built a public persona around financial success, the money team. The revelation that he was defrauded out of hundreds of millions and the resilient false rumors that he was broke or stuck overseas due to money issues have caused him reputational harm and mental anguish. He has had to endure public speculation about his finances that is mortifying for someone of his pride and status. Internally, discovering this betrayal by a long trusted advisor, Heyman, has been emotionally devastating. It has strained his relationships within his camp and family and caused him to question his own judgment in trusting people. These are the real damages cognizable under fraud and fiduciary breach. So Floyd Mayweather is trying to claim that since people think he broke, it's Al Heyman's fault because he stole $340 million from him. And he's going to sue for those damages. He's mad because people are writing articles that he's broke, and he's trying to blame Al Heyman for $340 million that he didn't realize was missing till a decade later. So in a nutshell, just to wrap it up, Al a dirty ass dude. Maybe. But y'all got to remember, Al didn't work with Michael Jackson. He didn't work with Prince. He didn't work with Eddie Murphy with Raw. He didn't work with Drake. He did work with the Jackson 5. Like, y'all don't understand what Al Heyman has done within his career. He's done a lot. He's done a lot. It's Al Heyman, y'all. He don't just do boxing. So we're gonna see how this lawsuit goes. I just want to get some facts out there because Al Heyman is not being sued. Why is Al Heyman not being sued? Why is Al Heyman not being sued? And now fighters are coming out talking about Floyd owe them money. Now fighters coming out talking about Floyd screwed them over. Mr. Greg say hello, 2 cents. Good to see you. Or well, this story is terrible no matter what actually happened, because both Floyd and Heyman are going to be demonized. Yeah. Oh, they already demonizing Al Heyman, Mr. Greg. He's not even being sued. It's like they just want to say so bad Al did something wrong. Like, let's see if more fighters come out, whatever the case may be, we'll see. But y'all care about Al so bad, but y'all okay with a known person that fucked fighters over coming into boxing. That's crazy. His whole plan is to keep 80% of everything. It's crazy to me. But, I mean, would I be surprised if Al Heyman schemed some dollars? No. It's boxing. The managers, promoters, y'all know how it go. But the thing that's unique for Al Heyman is he's making sure his fighters is paid. Just like Don King say, I'm glad I made you rich so I can rob you. I thought that shit was so funny when Don King said that. Because I was like, damn, he got a point. Because if I never would have made you rich, I couldn't rob you. And the fact that it took Floyd Mayweather a decade to figure this out, what does that say? It ain't like he was hurting for money the whole time he was fighting and complaining like UFC fighters. He said that's why he and 50 fell out. Mayweather did not pay 50 back when he got out of jail. That's what I'm saying. Floyd Mayweather be running around here stiffing everybody. He owe a lot of people money. He owe car dealerships money. He owe condo places money. He got foreclosed on houses, because what's happening is y'all seeing the markets are dipping. The economy is down right now. So all those great investments that Floyd Mayweather probably claimed he made, either they probably was fugazi. Because y'all seen when Mayweather just bought like $400 million of real estate and all this stuff he doing with his quote unquote new management team. And it seems like it's just not working out for him. Floyd didn't have these problems when he was with Al. He was the money team. He was making money. He was walking around with bags of money doing all of that. And to me, it doesn't seem far-fetched that as your financial advisor, I have accounts set up to put your money in. They give Al Heyman power of attorney. See, and what's crazy is y'all want to be in here talking about Al, who not even getting sued, but nobody mentioning that Dana White hearing he had yesterday or 2 days ago about how they was hiding evidence and shit with the UFC. Did y'all know anything about that? Y'all know anything about that? Because just like I'm keeping up with this lawsuit, I'm keeping up with Dana lawsuit too. Y'all keeping up with that? I'm just asking. I'm gonna drop the link. I just wanted to run down a couple facts for y'all real quick about what was going on with the lawsuit, because it's a lot of misinformation out there. So basically, in a nutshell, Floyd Mayweather believes that Showtime and Steven Espinoza were not informing him of funds and giving the money directly to Al Heyman and allowing him to put the money into accounts that Mayweather didn't know anything about. Floyd Mayweather feel like things like loan payments and things that he was said Mayweather expenses. He feels like all the things that were labeled as expenses for him from Al Heyman were not true. And I don't. To me, Floyd Mayweather getting tons of advance money from Al Heyman, it doesn't seem far fetched to me. Y'all let me know if it seems far fetched to y'all. And it's very easy to be getting advances, and then when you kind of like, hey, where my bread at? And you like, here you go, and you like this all, you like, yeah, nigga, I gave you all these advances. You got to pay me back for that. I gave you all these advances. Mr. Greg say, now that mess with Al and Whitney Houston father will come back up. They misappropriated her concert money, but also Al and Matthew ran some money game on Bay as well, allegedly. Who was Bay? Beyonce? Whatever Dana doing, don't exclude the BS Al did to Floyd. Who said that, Rollo? What do y'all come up with this stuff? Who said that it exclude? What are you talking about? What does that even mean, Rollo? I don't know what you're saying. Can you explain that? I don't know what this means. We know Dana is dirty. The black man is supposed to be better than the white devil, but he just the same. He not the same. He not the same. I don't hear Al Heyman fighters crying about not making enough money, y'all. It's not the same. It's just like the music industry. They give you a budget, but you got to pay it back. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. These people and these fighters get these advances, and like how AB say, man, I was calling Al. He was sending me like $10,000 a day. 10,000. You getting 10,000? AB, you spending $10,000 a day, and then you wondering when you call Al, he like, bro, you ain't got no more money. You spending you calling Al for $10,000 a day? Y'all don't think Floyd was calling Al for millions of dollars at a time? I'm not saying Al is innocent at all. By far, it's boxing. It's money. I already know how it go. But we'll see what happens with this. I'm interested. What does this mean? All right, y'all. Stream, y'all got some new stuff they try. I'm about to drop the link. So, is there any questions? Y'all got any questions? Type them in the chat. I just wanted to get it out there clear before everybody start running around making up stuff as usual. I have the lawsuit. I went through the lawsuit. I just read y'all key points out of the lawsuit. If y'all have any questions about the lawsuit, let me know. Let me know. It's when it's a lot of money involved, it's always gonna be something. It's always gonna be something. But my whole point is, even if Al was taking money away from these fighters or siphoning money from them or whatever he was doing, the fighters were never broke. The fighters were never like, oh, Al is doing it. They were never like they were never like UFC fighters. The whole industry was so upset with Al for overpaying fighters and paying them more than they deserve, and he gonna mess up the industry, and they trying to sue him and all this other stuff. So I don't know. You can feel however you want to feel about it, but just like Don King said, I'm glad I made. You should be happy I made you rich so I can rob you. But Al may be Floyd say he's a shrewd businessman. He's a shrewd businessman. So I mean, it is what it is. It's business. Lawsuits happen. Money gets misappropriated. Funds be missing. But it's just hard to believe somebody with a lifestyle like Floyd Mayweather that now with everything coming out that's going on now, all of a sudden he wants to sue Al Heyman. And Schaefer is the person that's behind this. What's up, Mr. Greg? What's your 2 cents? What you got for
Hey,
me?
I'm glad that you're well because I'm starting to get sick myself. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it happened. Listen, a lot of in the world of entertainment, if you think about it, it's always the managers, the promoters, the as they say, the suits in the background who handles a lot of the money. And yes, money does disappear in different ways. But see, a lot of these artists, a lot of these fighters, when they start making big money, develop big lifestyles, but they're not handling their money very well. Fighters get advances all the time. The baby mama needs some money. When they want to buy the mother a house, they want to get a brother a car, and they keep getting these advances against a lot of times against future fighter fights. And so you get these big money fights that you have to take sometime, or good money fights you have to take sometime. But when it's time for you to get paid, you're not getting what you thought you was going to get because you done borrowed maybe 80% of the money already. A lot of times you might sign away some of your money in exchange for an advance. Like with the situation with Al, a lot of fighters was getting, their money in advance. And a lot of times because Al is a businessman, there's probably was an interest put on top of the money that they got advanced. Somebody like Floyd who likes to carry millions around and stunt with it and take a whole bunch of people shopping and buy planes and close a store down and so forth and so on. They want to do it with cash. Of course, eventually that's going to catch up with you if you're not wise with your money. You got to be what you can get $3 million and you think you got a lot of money and be broke within about 2 months. And then you find you haven't paid your taxes on that money that you borrowed. So there's a lot of issues there as well. Now I did bring up the situation with Whitney Houston and Al. I mean, that part is true. Now whether how much Al had to do with that is debatable, but they did take her money, her concert money mostly, and some of her royalty money as well. Well, the father did some of that, most of that, but Al was involved. Same thing with Matthew Knowles and Al with Bay's concert money. And see what bothers me about that, whether it's true or not, because I'm not trying to indict anyone. I know this some of these things are true, because that's how I actually know Al from the concert period, the big time concert period. Is that what's this dude named Carpenter? I think who's always criticizing Al. I think that's his name, Mike Carpenter.
Mike Carpenter, Rick Glazier.
Rick Glazer, not Mike Carpenter. I'm sorry. Rick Glazer is aware of some of this stuff too, and that's even if he has a a tainted viewpoint or he's in his feelings. He's definitely in his feelings. Now he has more ammunition to beat Al over the head with. Whether or not it's good or bad is not the issue. When this stuff starts coming up, there's nobody whose hands are 100% clean. A lot of times it's also the person who's suing is their incompetence as well. They might have gotten taken advantage of, but you didn't do your own due diligence. You just kept spending as long as the money kept coming because people are not telling you no. You're going in stores and you're getting jewelry, you're getting cars. They know who you are, so they know you're making money because the image that you put out and the big checks that they know you get, and you go too far. You might know you're gonna make 50 million, and maybe you done spent 75, 80 million dollars of that without realizing that because nobody's telling you no. Now that you broke, now things look sort of bad. You want to strike back. Now I don't know whether Mayweather is broke or not my issue. But I do know when you have that kind of lifestyle, not just him. I mean, I've known guys who was getting, a nice piece of money and they was getting it fast, but they were spending it fast. You get $2, $3 million, you're in the gambling spots, you got 4 or 5 women you taking care of, you buying cars, clothes, jewelry, you're flying everywhere, and you're not watching that day when you didn't put no money away, you didn't invest in just small conservative investments because that money kept coming. But money always stops at some point, slows down. But bills never stop. You got bills, they keep coming. You got to keep paying. So money has to keep coming. So what's happening with Mayweather is, I guess they would say that chickens may be coming home to roost. A lot of, again, is because of how you handle your money, what you're doing out here, and what the cost is going to eventually be. Loans aren't cheap either. What Al's has done or hasn't done probably will come out, but he's smart enough to be able, if he did do something else with Mayweather, probably smart enough to justify it to some degree because he still hasn't been sued officially yet. He hasn't been accused by anybody officially yet, other than somebody crying like I said, Rick Glazier. But these are the kind of things that take place in the glamour world, be it boxing, be it in sports, be it in television, movies. Money comes, and people get greedy. People change up on you. So we just started because now we got social media. Now we hear about a lot of stuff. Now we see a lot of stuff. We still got to figure out what's real, what's not. But all of this stuff does happen now. I've been around it, so I can say that I have seen a lot of this kind of thing. And it's a lot of people y'all don't know who's disappeared with other people's money. There's a lot of people who disappear with people's money, and they paid a price, and you don't see them anymore, and you're not going to see them anymore. But this is all part and parcel of boxing, movies, television, music, people.
Entertainment industry.
You all of that, even the fashion industry, all of this stuff comes out eventually. And now, because nobody's secrets are secrets anymore, sooner or later now coming out, and we starting to see it in real time. This is what we're looking at now. We're looking at all the little corruption, all the little big and little scandals that can be connected to other industries.
Yeah.
That's starting to come out now. And all we can do is sit there. Yeah, we can speculate, we can criticize, because this is what are able to do. We're not part of that, but we see it. Some of our money that we spent buying pay-per-views, going to the fights, maybe buying some of the merchandise, some of these people, all that money that's been spent is going somewhere. There's people who get their hands on it first. And whoever gets their hands on the money first, if they're smart enough, they know how to use it, just like a bank. Think about this. Banking laws have changed now. But you used to could have to deposit your check in your bank account and wait 5 days before you could use your own money. Guess who was using your money? The bank
The
was.
bank.
The
Yep.
bank was using your money for 5 days, interest free. They gave you a little piece of interest down the road, but they had control of your money. The same science or attitude applies to when the manager gets the money, because the check is usually written to him, or your company gets the money, the check is written to them. They got use of your money too. But as long as they can write you a check and give you some money so you can take care of your little personal stuff, because now you're happy that you're finally making some money, you're not watching all of this. And sometimes years can go by before, hey, wait a minute. He was getting $100 every time I did this, 100 times every time I did it, but I wasn't paying attention, and it adds
Yep.
up. And that's
Especially with Floyd.
yeah. Floyd was lose. Floyd made his name off of promoting that lifestyle, and it looked good to all of these young fighters. They wanted to be like him, but they don't know what is now has cost him, and he's just beginning to find out what it cost him as well.
Let me say this to the aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier, this ain't no shot at you, but I want to address this because I'm tired of people doing this. He said the scary part of this is y'all know Al a crook and y'all defending him. I don't know if y'all realize when y'all keep saying that y'all are trying to manipulate and silence people out of speaking their opinion or asking questions. I have not said one thing on here defending Al. I said I don't know if he did or didn't do it. And if he did do it, I wouldn't be surprised because this is boxing. When people want to have objective intellectual conversations and ask questions and speak about different scenarios, y'all got to stop saying you just defending them, because it not you aircraft carrier, but it makes y'all look dumb, because it just shows that you can't think objectively and you only got a one-track mind. So if I don't say Al is a crook, I'm defending him. No, stop doing that. And I keep telling y'all not gonna manipulate, shame, or do none of that shit about my opinion or what I think. If I don't agree with you, which we don't, there's not even a disagreement about this. Y'all just don't want to ask questions, look at different perspective points of views, and see other scenarios and situations that could be happening. That's not defending, y'all. That's not, I just want to make that clear. That's not defending anybody. I just read a lawsuit. I'm asking questions. We going through it. We trying to figure out. Floyd broke. Oh, here go a lawsuit against Al Heyman. Let's put it together. And Jupe says that Whitney was sued by her dad's company, not Heyman. That was a family thing. It had nothing to do with Al or his company. So
behind the scenes, tell Jupe the behind the scenes it did. But we can talk about. I mean, I'm not here to debate all of that anyway. But there's a lot of behind the scenes things that will come up or come out or get settled before it becomes public. That situation got settled pretty easy. But yeah, Al was involved with that.
If I spend my money fast, that don't concern you robbing me on the books. If you're spending your money, this is what we're saying. We're not saying, listen, if you're spending money fast, what we're saying is you're spending all this money and you're receiving all of these advances. You're getting advances. So you're getting all these advances, and then when it's time for you to be like, that's the same thing AB did allegedly. He accused Al Heyman of not paying money or doing whatever he was doing. Then he had to come back and apologize. AB, you calling Al asking for $10,000 a day. That's an advance you're getting. You're asking for $10,000 a day. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I know that Al, he puts these accounts together. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Somebody put up a contract from Al Heyman. I would gladly like to have the whole thing to read it. But it is what it is. Boxing Hacker, what you got?
Yo, what's up, 2 Cent? So for this case is I don't know. I can't say whether it's if Showtime is guilty or not, whether Al Heyman is guilty or not. But I will say this though, right? Considering the possibilities, right? When it comes to fighters, especially like people like Floyd, a lot of times these guys are poor until one day they're not. That means like one day they have a big fight, it changes their whole livelihood, So like a lot of that's why it happens to a lot of fighters. They're not used to getting that, being in that stratosphere. Like you were poor the day before, and now you just have all this money, and you're living completely different than you ever lived your whole life. And a lot of companies will take advantage of that. Not to say that, say that Showtime is guilty or Al Heyman is guilty. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Although I haven't even seen Al Heyman to even defend the brother, but yeah, like it's definitely possible that this could be a situation where, like people take advantage. So much money on the table, So I could definitely see like something like that happening along the line. I remember somebody asked a question like, "Why did this come out sooner?" You also have to keep in mind that Floyd and Al Heyman were together for a long period of time. So remember, that's his advisor. So like if he's his advisor, and let's say there is like, like hypothetically speaking, there is like something wrong with the books, he's not gonna point him towards that. Now that Floyd Mayweather has separated, he's probably has new accountants that are looking into the books, and they're like, "Hey, look at we're backdating this, and this is happening." So like that could be what actually transpired there, where while he was being advised by Al Heyman, he wasn't seeing that, but now he's separated. Now he has to work with his own accountant, has his own advisor. Now other things are coming to surface.
Yeah, that's possible.
This does tie back to like the Zuffa thing. I think that's why like I hear people's argument against, they don't trust Dana, but consider the concept of Zuffa. At least Zuffa doesn't have a middleman. You won't need like the advisor. You'll have all the rules on the table. Yeah, there may be lawsuits that come out of it, but guess what? That might also be a good thing. The fact that lawsuits come out of it is because all the laws are on the table. So I know like, hey, this was part of my contract, like, and it's the same for everybody else, but something's wrong with what's going on with me. Versus I got this promoter or I got this advisor that they can sort of put things in fine print, and then you have a third party plus the the networking body. It's a lot. Not to mention what happened to Shakur Stevenson. I mean, Shakur Stevenson just got stripped because the WBC wanted to charge him for no apparent reason.
Nigga, Shakur Stevenson got stripped because he didn't want to pay the sanctioning fees. I'm sick of this.
Why does he have to pay
Hold on, let
sanctioning
me say something. I'm sick of this. Like, he got stripped. What they need the money for? It don't matter what they need the money for. The shit been like this for how long, y'all? Like, stop. They gotta stop acting like they don't know how the belts work. They don't know how the fees work. It's been like that for long. So stop trying to cry and play victim like you don't know how it worked. If you have a problem, no, let me finish. If you have a problem or an issue with the WBC, the sanctioning bodies and how it worked, don't fight for the belt then. Just leave it alone. Y'all act like the WBC just made this up and they just doing it to Shakur and he a victim. No, that's how it works. Like, I'm tired of hearing about that. I got to pass the mic, Boxing Hacker. You got anything else to say about Al?
Let me land my plane right. Here's the problem with that, right? Let's say you have a phone bill, right? You get charged per month at a certain period of time every month, right? That's part of your phone contract, right? So the sanction body is charging Shakur Stevenson right now out of nowhere. It's not like it's like some kind of base.
It's not out of nowhere.
Wait, hold on. Before you go further,
it's in the rules. No, I'm not finna hold on because it's not out of nowhere.
Okay,
it's in the rules that if you're gonna fight outside of the division with the belt, you got to pay a special event fee. It's not out of nowhere. We finna move on, Boxing Hacker. Rich, what you got for the show?
What's up, Rich?
What's up, Greg? What's up, Hacker? I'm driving right now. But before y'all get into debate wars and all that stuff, because I know that's what people about to start doing. I have a feeling though, like this seemed like some shit that's like with Lil Wayne and Birdman situation. When Lil Wayne, besides Floyd ain't suing Al Heyman, but Lil Wayne sued Universal. I think Universal changed their name or whatever. But long story short, Birdman pulled the finesse and got Universal to pay everything that that Lil Wayne wanted. So Birdman had to come out of no pockets. Birdman had to come out of his pockets at all. So I think that it's something like that I still think Al Heyman is probably advising him to do this. From what it seemed like, you know what I'm saying? People probably not looking at it like that, but it could be in that type of situation that, like, yeah, they owe you some money.
I actually thought about that, Rich.
They owe you some money or whatever, so just go and do it like this. Because I seen the same thing happen with Lil Wayne and Birdman. Everybody thought Birdman was stealing money, but Birdman ended up finessing everything around and making his company pay for everything. And Birdman ain't take no loss in Lil Wayne, just gang stuff. So I just feel like people gotta look deeper into it, man. If Al Heyman not being sued and he was the main person around all that stuff, then it might be something that they both doing. You know what I'm saying? Just keep putting money in Floyd Mayweather pockets.
Floyd had to be, whatever was going on, Floyd had to be in on it too, I would believe.
Yeah.
He had to be in on it too. He claimed he was PBC. He owned it. He owned PBC with, like, who's to say he didn't invest that 340 into PBC? And now whatever's going on, like, he like, shit, we gotta try to finesse a way to get this back. Oh, let me swoosh up. I don't know. Ain't no telling what's going on.
Yeah,
but all I know is Al Heyman is not being sued.
Al Heyman probably the one saying that they owe you money. They did this. He probably the one.
But they're saying Al stole it though.
Who's saying that? Floyd saying that?
That's what the lawsuit is saying. That Al got the money directly and put it into these type of accounts. And
so why y'all keep saying that he's not being sued then?
Because he's not being sued.
Yeah, that shit sound like a lie. That shit sound deeper, man. It don't sound like, I don't know, man. Al Heyman probably be cool with it, man. I done heard Floyd say that was his second daddy. I done heard Floyd say that was all types of stuff about him, man. I don't think that. I think it's deeper into it, man. It's deeper. I don't think it got nothing to do with Al Heyman, and I'm standing on that.
You on the right track a little bit, Rich. You on the right track.
I think it's just deeper, man.
Yeah, I think so too. Too Rich, what you got?
What's going on, 2 Cent? What's going on, panel? Remember about a week ago we was on the live and I tried to tell you about Heyman. And you gotta look at it from my point of view. I'm a hustler. I don't look at hustling as bad. I just want to learn the hustle. You see what I mean? And like I said, I come out the music industry, right? And I used to advise motherfuckers, look here, whatever they give you, That's all they're gonna give you. You're not gonna get anything else. You can let them kiss the babies. You can make them think your family. In 3 years, you will be suing this guy because you're gonna realize in 3 years that he been taking your money. That's just the way it go. Especially when you green in the game. That's just the way it go. When I started my channel, it was supposed to be doing documentaries. So I started on a documentary of Al Heyman, this great businessman. About halfway through it, I said, I'm not doing this because there's no way I could paint it in a good light. Because it's some hustler shit. It's some hustler shit going on. And the same thing that's going on now, it actually happened in the music industry too to Al Heyman, where they all end up going against him because they were like, he's fucking up the whole game. So he came to boxing and he cornered himself right back into the same, because he's a competitor. He wants to take over. He wants to be the guy. So he made some brilliant moves, right? But is they dirty? Of course. Yeah, of course they are. Think about it like this. If you want to know the psychological advantage that he got, he believes in own nothing, control everything. So even now, he's an advisor, but every one of y'all give credit to Al Heyman as being the promoter of a PBC, because that's how powerful he is. He knows what he's doing. Okay, Floyd Mayweather learned the game, just like every artist. They find out they getting fucked, then they start a label, and then they give the same fuck you contracts to their artists. That's just the game. You see what I mean? And at a certain point, the chickens come back to roost. The reason why you don't see Al Heyman in the lawsuit, because it's probably going to be 2 lawsuits. You're going to pit them against each other. See what I'm saying? You finna sue Espinosa and Showtime, and they're going to expose something. They got to say something. And it's probably going to be 2 lawsuits. You see what I mean? They're probably not putting them all in one. They're probably pitting them against each other. But look, all of them do it. It ain't just Al Heyman. They all the promo. It's the promotion game. It's the promotion game. That's just what it is.
You're right.
So why people celebrating this? Why are people so happy?
I mean, it's coming out. I mean, Floyd did. He brought it out. Okay, everybody want to know. Everybody want to know. We got to see how it shake out. You know what I mean? What he was doing is giving stipends, right? So you hear whether it's Errol Spence, whether it's whoever, they say, Al Heyman's really good. He teaches you how to invest money. How do a guy teach you how to invest money? That's because he ain't give you all your money, and he told you he was investing the rest of the money in the the Roth IRAs and all this kind of stuff. He's investing the money. So now you look at, hey man, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money now? I'm ready for my money. Where's my money? You see what I mean? That's just that's the game. That's the ugly part of the game.
What you got? Go ahead, Drew. It's on you.
I'm sorry, y'all. So hey y'all, good afternoon. I'm sorry, y'all are cracking me up because like I'm hearing a lot. Like I mean, I've heard a lot. Just listen to everyone, but like I'm hearing a lot. But like you ever hear a lot of like nothing? Like I hear what y'all saying, but like no one's specifically saying anything. They're just like saying, "Oh, he's doing this and doing that," with no like. How would you even know that, right? It's just assumptions. And I just want to say, because this is public. Anybody can go on the internet and hear what we're saying. I'm being very careful what I say because I'm not about to get sued making claims that I know I can't back up. I'm not about to accuse this man of doing something that I don't know he doing. I don't have proof he doing, because that's how you get sued. We should have learned that lesson from Cardi B, but apparently folks on this panel have not. So get y'all self sued if you want to. I'm not doing it. I just want to preface it with that. So I was reading. So when I first heard about the lawsuit, I'm like $300 million. Oh my God, that's crazy, right? It's a lot of money. And it's just kind of like threw me for a loop. So I was looking, and I feel like I'm assuming you read the whole lawsuit. I think I missed that part. 2 Cent. I didn't get this.
I didn't read the whole lawsuit. I just answered some questions.
Like
what brought about the lawsuit? Why is he being sued? And like, what are they saying Al Heyman did?
Right. And so what I did, I was looking like in the articles, and I was like, nothing really gave anything in like a lot of detail. But I actually liked the Deadline article because I'm like, how did you wake up one day and realize, hey, I'm short $325 million like that? And then after 8 or 9 years, to me, that's crazy. Like, because if it's that total, that sum is so large that I have to assume it's over a course of multiple fights. And then when I look at it, he's suing for damages. That's what's crazy about everybody. Oh, he's stealing all the money. I don't think people understand. Does everybody understand what suing for damages mean?
He's suing for damages. Let me see. Damages,
and that's what's so funny about everybody going in saying, "Oh, he did this, he did that." He's suing, it literally states, estimated to have close to $1 billion over his 21-year pro career. The undefeated boxer wants more than $340 million in damages from the cable network. That means, like, damages is pain and suffering. Like, oh, I've had to, because you messed up. Like, he's not saying the whole portion is not damages, but majority of it is damages.
He's suing for recovery of missing earnings, investment and opportunity costs, punitive and economic damages, and legal case.
Punitive, right. And that's the bulk of the lawsuit. So then I went further into the article, and this is what's crazy about the actual missing income. So he's actually just alleging from one fight, and then he wants to investigate 2 particular fights. That's why everyone going off on this tilt about how he's missing money, ain't been given any money. It's crazy because majority of the lawsuit is damages. Like, I want pain and suffering. And it actually says something in here that is so crazy. Oh yeah. He's specifically talking about that fight with Berto, and I think he lists $20 million according to the Deadline article, because it says Mayweather and his attorney say that the vast sum is due to boxer known as Money Mayweather. He said that that Espinoza and Showtime put the money into accounts that Al owns, right? So they're saying, so the article is asking, why would you sue Al? Because, you know, Showtime. Espinoza is an employee of Showtime. Showtime is now defunct, right? So now you have to go to the parent company. And if they were missing and skipping any money off the books, that means that's now tax fraud, right? Because that means they didn't write that off. So that's the SEC issue. So if they were actually not, you know, or not putting or putting in accounts that they weren't supposed to, that means that's the SEC filing violation too, correct? Okay. So then it goes on to say, I'm trying to find the part in the article. And that's why I say I wish people read before they just come up here saying stuff. There's a portion where they talk about specifically $20 million that they believe that, you know, that they don't believe he got from, I think it mentions Berto fight.
Berto fight.
Right. That's specifically, right? And then they also want to get into the books, but I think Heyman was ill at the time. They wanted to get into the books, and I guess it had something to do with a flood, so they had to get the information off site, but they can send it to him, right? And he has a new team. By the way, his new team is anchored by Richard Schaefer. Yeah, there's a little bit out here because folks ain't really digging into actually just reading the article. But yeah, it says to that Tuesday's complaint. Also note that the man Mayweather's new team went to Showtime in 2024 for documents and accounting related to the big ticket pay-per-view with Manny Pacquiao in 2015. So he wanted, like, you know, accounting for it. Now, why he's asking for that 10 years later, I don't know. But hey, his new team suggested that he should. Or the match, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I don't care what year it is. You get to ask about your money, right? And it said, so he wanted accounting for that, and then or the much watched pay-per-view dust up between him and Conor McGregor, and their team got TKO. Mayweather's Richard Schaefer-led reps were informed by Heyman and Showtime that the materials that they sought were lost in a flood. They're stored off-site, not readily available at that office at that time, but they can get it to them because, of course, it was a flood. And all of this adds up to, according to the complaint, he said, according to this complaint, with some sarcasm about the flood, that this has tainted the notorious large living 50-0 Mayweather with false rumors that he's broke, and that led to reputational harm and mental anguish.
I read that. I read that paragraph 24 in the lawsuit.
Right. So majority of this money is not even like, oh, he wasn't paid. He's saying, I didn't get accounting for this. I believe I'm missing money from one fight. And so therefore, because of that, I want mental anguish. And my new team said I should look into the books for all this. And so this is pain and suffering because you're ruining my reputation. So it's not like, so all I'm saying is that everyone act like, oh, he's stealing money and doing it. He could have, but this wasn't like a career-long thing. He's questioning one particular fight, and he just suddenly decided 10 years later that he has mental anguish and people claim he's broke. And so now he needs $340 million, led by Schaefer's team. I don't know if everybody knows who Richard Schaefer is, but yeah. So that's a little interesting. And again, in this article, they keep talking about how it's very odd that Al is not a listed defendant. So that was my thing I thought was weird, but okay, that makes sense. I'm trying to find the part where it says specifically Berto fight, but it does. Oh, yep, here it is. It says, estimated to have a close billion, blah, 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 blah. Also suing Stephen Espinoza, ex-chief of the now shuttered Showtime Sports. Mayweather claims He's saying the network still owes him around $20 million from his 2015 championship fight with Berto. So the bulk of the only actual money he's saying he lost, he's saying he didn't get paid from Berto. I don't know how you don't know you found that out 11 years later, but you said you're missing money from the Berto fight, but the rest is damages. He's just saying because of that, because I can't prove this, and now there's rumors. The New York Post posted today that I don't know how true this is. They're saying that he's late on rent or something. Floyd is on some condo he has. I don't know, but I'm just saying of the $340 million they're saying, he's saying I didn't get paid $20 million from 11 years ago, and because of because of this, and because I think there's some really funny stuff, and I don't have the clear accounting of this 10 years later, I'm due pain and suffering. So I just think that people need to just calm down a bit and actually read through the actual articles and actual lawsuit. Or unless you just want to be most people are just trolls. They just want to, poke. But again, Al is not the defendant because they're saying that the network owes the money.
But you can sue damage with damages. You know that, right? Just because you're suing for damage doesn't really mean it's a lesser thing.
No one said anything about lesser or anything. I'm saying is that majority of this is damages.
Yeah.
Overwhelming, 90% of the money he's asking for is in damages. He decided, I'm stating a fact. Why it bothers you and why you feel need to respond, I don't know.
I'm just wondering what's the point.
Because
let me read it. Hold on, let me read it. Let me tell you. I got it right here. Hold on, Juke. Okay. Hold on, Juke. Let me read it. Let me find it real quick. It sounds crazy though. It's really?
Right. You're asking for $320 million in pain and suffering, which I'm not saying it's a problem, but how do you account for that pain and suffering? It's 300. It's not. I can't say that's exact, but
it says Mayweather. It says the complaint states Mayweather built a public persona around financial success, the money team. The revelation that he was defrauded out of hundreds of millions, and that the resilient false rumors that he was broke or stuck overseas due to money issues have caused him reputational harm and mental anguish.
Oh, they said that overseas?
He has had to endure public speculation about his finances that is mortifying for someone of his pride and status. Internally, discovering his betrayal by a long trusted advisor, Heyman, has been emotionally devastating. It has strained relationships within his camp and family and caused him to question his own judgment and trust in people. There are real damages cognizable under fraud and fiduciary breach claims.
Yeah, but pain and suffering and damages are not the same thing, by the way. The pain and suffering is more concise. Damages are a more broader topic. It could be damages towards your company, towards your image, towards a lot of different things. And what makes it a little bit worse because a lot of that you can actually claim more money based on damages.
We heard the lawsuit. You didn't have to explain it. She just
explained.
No, I'm just saying because you keep saying. But we heard. Expect this.
Let him talk. Let him talk. Drew. Let him talk. Drew.
Pain and suffering is a smaller thing.
I said it was small.
No, damage is a much broader thing, right? It's not.
I didn't say it wasn't broad.
You said they were the same thing.
No, I did not. I said damages, pain and suffering. I said all three of those words. Relax.
Okay. But anyway, so
yeah, but I think it makes sense because.
No, it makes perfect sense because that would explain how you missing $340 million out of the blue. It makes sense. He's not missing $340 million. Majority of it is damages, and in the lawsuit, that's why we don't need Boxing Hacker to explain it because she just read it in the lawsuit. He's explaining what those damages are, and I particularly love the fact that he stated rumors that he's stuck overseas. So you know who that's a shot at, right? 2 Cent.
Who
came publicly and said he was stuck overseas?
Oh, Tank.
I'm telling you, all it's got to do with it. I promise you.
Yeah, but he's also saying that.
He's the only person who put that out.
But why would Floyd? But hold on. Why would Floyd be why would you? That's like a rumor. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you broke. Like if you're not really broke, stuck overseas, why would you even be? Anybody could say anything. Like why would they?
Right, because he wants to make them feel it. He you know what? Because think about it, who did Tank end up working with? So he had one stream of income out of his promotional company. It was Tank, right? And who did Tank end up going with? Espinoza and Al and them, right? And so now you have and I'm not saying like he can't sue. He can sue his heart. He can sue to his heart's content. I have no problem with this lawsuit. I just thought it was funny because I'm hearing all this stuff about and he stole this money from each and every fight and blah blah blah. And the whole suit is mostly about damages, right? And then when you get into the specifics of those damages, it's clear what this is about. It's like there was a
this is about Floyd Mayweather's image. Floyd
it's about his image.
It's not that straightforward.
It
right?
really just states it. It says it's about his image in the lawsuit. You're trying to argue.
You just be talking too much, man. But like, well, it's not really just about
and you talk too much
because
y'all
gotta let each other talk. Y'all gotta let each other talk.
Yeah, like you keep over talking. No, relax.
Go
ahead,
Jesus
Christ. Well, it's not so like you have to remember that Floyd Mayweather's image was based on being the money guy, the money team. So it's his branding too. It's not just like, oh, now people think I'm broke. No, my brand is part of my brand to be this guy who has exclusive money, and because of what happened, you're affecting my brand. Therefore, my further business interests are also going to be affected. So it's not just, oh, they're making me look poor. No, that's literally his brand.
But he's saying that's happening.
We're saying what he said in the lawsuit. Why are you repeating what we don't need you to explain to us what damages are.
Let me read this
in the lawsuit.
Because I put, what reputational harm did Mayweather face from the money team persona? Floyd Mayweather's public persona, known as the money team, was built entirely around the image of extreme financial success. Because of this carefully cultivated brand, the discovery that he had been defrauded of hundreds of millions of dollars resulted in specific forms of reputational and personal harm. Public speculation and mortification, the discrepancy between his persona and the reality of fraud led to the public speculation about his finances, which the complaint described as mortifying for an individual of his pride and status.
Right. So it's, oh my God, people think I'm broke. That's basically legalese for, oh my God, people think I'm broke and I have this particular status and brand. We get it. That's what we don't need anybody to reiterate it because it's literally in the lawsuit. Like that's exactly, isn't that what I said? It's pain and suffering, my image, my brand. And I just thought it was funny that he brought up the specific rumor about him getting stuck in another country. I think it was Dubai, whatever Tank said. But anybody, and that's, we already know, like, that came from Tank, and that's what it's. So that kind of gives me an idea of where this is going. But he can't sue Tank for that, right? He can't particularly, or he actually, maybe he could if it was a lie.
Wasn't that rumor or whatever we want to call it about the jewelry?
Yeah, remember they came out and said it's because he owed money for some jewelry. That's why he was over.
And it was actually supposed to be.
No. They said someone else owed money for some jewelry. And the thing about it is, if you know a lawyer, when a lawyer put a case out there or whatever, I know Greg could say what I'm trying to say better, but you just going to throw out a bunch of stuff that's going on in the media. That's why I'm surprised he didn't put up some stuff that 50 Cent said. You just going to do it. That could just help your case even better. That's the only reason why I don't think that he really give a fuck about what Tank said when it comes to this type of stuff. It just helps his case even better, though.
He specifically stated what Tank said, so he
just to put out an image. It makes the image look better for what he's trying to go for. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's you gotta just listen. Right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta wait till the case over.
No, I agree. I'm stating, and we can say he don't care, but what he said is specifically in the lawsuit, word for word. It's in the lawsuit. So we're saying he don't care, but he cared enough to go get a lawyer, have that written in the lawsuit, and now you're trying to tell me, it's like you're trying to tell me I don't see something I don't see. It's in the lawsuit.
No, they just saying he was using the lawsuit to make it sound good.
Make it sound better. It makes it say,
exactly.
I don't have to. You could say right now that my feet stink or something. I don't have to really care about what you say because I know it's not true. But I'm gonna just throw it in the lawsuit just so it can make it look better on my behalf. That's all.
Yeah. I know. I agree with you.
Exactly. Lawyers are drafting this stuff up. Floyd ain't doing it. The lawyers
that's what I'm
doing
trying to say. Is only the lawyers doing it, and they gonna do it. They gonna do it to the best.
No, I agree with you, Rich. I'm not saying like, oh, he cared. His heart is so broken. He's grasping at straws. Actually, you kind of help prove my point. He's grasping at anything he can grasp at to increase the damages so that he can get the sum.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But then they're saying that
also, I think it leads you to it basically.
So but my thing is,
you can go that way.
They also said, I think I also read somewhere that they were saying that this money would be worth billions or something right now. Something crazy like that they're saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's wild what's going on. And it's
What
just
started
all
the lawsuit in the first place?
okay. Let me read it. Let me see. Let me find it. What started the lawsuit? Because it's just
From the article I said, it says his new team, his Schaefer-led team, said, "Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to go and investigate money from 10 years ago."
okay. The lawsuit was initiated to recover at least 340 million in misappropriated career earnings that Floyd Mayweather discovered were missing due to long-running scheme of financial fraud, breaches of fiduciary duty, and conspiracy. The specific events and discoveries that led to the filing of the complaint include discovery of massive financial discrepancies. Mayweather's team determined that out of approximately 1.2 billion reported purses, hundreds of millions of unaccounted for um, included specific a $20 million payout from the 2015 Berto fight that was allegedly never paid to him. Failed request of transparency. In 2024, Mayweather's new management team, led by Richard Schaefer, requested detailed accounting for his biggest fight. Showtime and Al Heyman failed to provide those records, claiming that critical documents such as payout spreadsheets and Pacquiao McGregor fights were lost in a flood or moved off site. Evidence of document alteration. Mayweather's representatives uncovered a faxed authorization form that appeared to have its date manually altered to misrepresent when it was signed. The document also contained a redacted notation, "We need to cover our ass," which suggested an awareness of impropriety by Heyman's team. Suspicious exodus of staff. Following Al Heyman's stroke in late 2023, five of Mayweather's longtime lawyers abruptly resigned or withdrew within a 3-month window. This mass departure raised suspicions that these individuals were distracting themselves from a scheme that was on the verge of being exposed. Uncovering hidden account structures. Mayweather learned that Showtime had been wiring his fight proceeds into third-party trust accounts controlled by Heyman's associates rather than paying him or his promotional company directly. Ultimately, the lawsuit seeks to hold Showtime and Steven Espinoza accountable for aiding and abetting Heyman's breaches by providing the means and cover for the funds to be diverted and the fraud to remain undetected for years.
And see, let me say that. And that's what I'm saying. Al Heyman name, he's smart. His name is not on nothing, so it's hard to sue him. You see what I mean? His name is not on nothing. He's very smart. And you done heard these fighters talk about these trust accounts and stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's investing part of that. What he's telling them, he's investing part of that money. They're not getting all that money. That money, it's just like the music business. They flaunt it for the public. But when I was doing the documentary, I found, so with Floyd saying, well, he'll talk to the public. Yeah, I got a Bugatti, I got this, I got all that. And then behind the scenes, say, man, I love Al Heyman, man. Whatever I ask for, if I ask for a Bugatti, he get it. If I ask for a house in the hill, Beverly Hills, he gets it. You see what I'm saying? But now you owe him. You see what I mean? Now you owe him. You think he's getting it for you. That's how it happened in the music industry. That's why nobody makes money in the music industry in the long run, because they find out all the money been advanced to you already. You see what I mean? Okay, let me say that. I'm gonna land my plane with saying this. One thing y'all cheer for, right? He pays his fighter low guarantees, and it sound good, it sound cute, you know what I mean? But when you submit a budget for a fight, guess what that budget got in it? It got the fighter's values in it. So if one fighter is worth 5 million and the other fighter is worth 2 million, and you give fighter A 1.5 and you give fighter B 800,000, where's the other money going? It's going into the promoter's pocket. He getting the guarantee and paying you a low guarantee and make yours back on the back end. There's an interview with Floyd talking about how that shit is done. I mean, you can find what you want to find on the internet.
But the guarantee is really like an advance.
Well, all I'm saying is
that's why they take the lower guarantee.
All I'm saying, you don't get a budget for a third of a fighter's value. You get the budget for the whole value. You just only paying the fighter a portion of his value and telling him to make it back on the back end when he already got the money. He should already have the money, and the promoter should be getting it on the back end. You see what I mean? But everybody
But
business
the
model is
fighters are
different.
getting it on the back end instead of the promoter, right?
I'm saying so that he makes the fight, but look, when these fights don't sell but 200,000, 300,000, it's not a lot of money to be made when you got to split it 3 ways.
Hey,
Yeah.
Too Rich. Come back. Too Rich.
I'm here.
When you were doing the documentary, this is kind of off-brand a little bit, but was that Jackson tour part of your documentary?
No, it wasn't. But what was part of it is showing how he started promoting in college and how he became a really good promoter and all of the guys that he promoted. And then it kind of shifted as I kept going to all the promoters starting to talk about how Al Heyman was doing the game. You know what I mean, it was just a hustler's game. I've been in promotion, man. It's a hustler's game. It's a dirty game, and you'll kill somebody.
I know.
Can I pause?
I've been there.
Y'all pause to cause y'all. So y'all know that B Figgy stopped Ball in the 12th round.
No, shoot, B Figgy stopped him.
He stopped. Girl,
What happened?
He stopped Ball.
yes.
Randy Figueroa just stopped Ball.
Oh
He stopped
God.
Ball. He stopped Ball.
Oh,
And
Brandon.
Ball, man. Oh man. He thought. Woo!
What channel you watch that on?
Man,
It's on his own.
So Brandon is.
I heard Shelton Moore say that he was gonna stop Ball. Damn.
Brandon
Oh, man.
stopped. Brandon stopped. That's what I said. I know people was picking Ball. I'm like, B Figgy kind of tough. They're tough enough to crack. I ain't never seen Ball go down like that. Now he up and was mad. His people got in the ring ready to fight. Child, it's
For
amazing.
real? That went down like that?
Yes. They trying to fight B Fig's team.
What they mad for?
They mad the ref stopped it. Girls, chaos.
Well, they thought it was an early stoppage.
People throwing stuff. Some people from the outside throwing stuff in the ring.
Lord.
I don't talk one thing though. And because you know it's in the UK. You know they mad. Oh, people throwing stuff. They can't.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
They B Figgy gonna have a hard time getting out of there.
Yep.
The fans throwing drinks. They hot. 12 round stoppage. Crazy.
But hey, too Rich. I want to just finish before I get off. You should do the documentary. Start doing them again. Like I said, I was in entertainment. A lot of stuff I've been in, but I was in entertainment promotion as well. But I was asking you specifically about the Jackson tour because Don King was involved with that as well. And if you do the research on there, you're gonna find a whole bunch of stuff that's gonna raise your hair.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't knock the game. I just try to learn it, man. I don't knock it. I don't knock it.
The game is the game. It just gets more complicated. You just got some people who are smart, and that's the difference. You had smart guys that's in the game, and now you got stupid guys in the game.
That's a good point, Mr. Greg.
You got stupid drug dealers now.
Right.
And I hate to use that as an example, but before you had guys who understood math, a little bit of science, and things of that nature. Now you got stupid drug dealers that's putting too much fentanyl and killing their own customers. I'm just using that example. It's a bad example, I know, but that just goes to show you the depth or the lack of intelligence that's coming into all of this. Be you in the street, be you in the entertainment business, be you in boxing, be you in anything, you don't have the kind of intelligence that you used to. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of this stuff is, I mean, of course, internet and so forth plays a part of it, but a lot of these things are getting revealed. Some are speculative, but when you start speculating, little tidbits of real information comes out as well.
I would just say
imagine this though, Tucson. Imagine this, right? Imagine you're a fighter, you were poor, right? And you just fought a big fight, right? And you don't know how much you made, but in the back end you made like probably 900 million, right? And I just come to you, I'm like, hey, Tucson, you fought so good. You know, I was just gonna give you 200 million, I'm gonna give you 300 million, you know. I'm gonna give you 300 million, and I'm gonna buy you a Bugatti, and I'm gonna buy you, and you're gonna wear some chains and all that, right? and you ain't had no money the day before, you're gonna think I'm like Black Jesus or something, right? I gave you 300 million, probably plus probably another 250 or 200 million. Like let's say 500 million. Did I pocketed how much? So like that's what happens. A lot of times it's just that it's not like these fighters are just like incompetent. A lot of people just aren't used to that amount of money, and then when these like promoters or whatever start talking to them, they're like, "I'm gonna give you this."
But the truth is, boxing. Hold on, but the truth is, boxing hacker. Who makes more money, the football player or the owner?
The owner.
The owner by a long shot.
I'm saying, so what you're describing is it happens in every that's how it works.
Here's the difference though. The promoter is not the owner though. Keep that in mind. He's just your promoter. He promotes you. You see that? The owner of a promoter.
But the point is, this is what I'm saying.
Or an advisor.
Just like Too Rich is saying, it's the game. It's not my responsibility to make sure you reading your contract and shit. Like that's not my responsibility. That's on you. That's what you're supposed to be doing, whether you know it or not. And that happens in every industry.
No, you're right. You're right. And
hold on, boss.
That's the unfortunate thing.
I gotta let Thomas go. He just got up here.
Yes, please, because I'm not coming to disrupt the flow. I just want to say one thing, and it's specifically to my guy, because that's my guy. I got mad love for him. But the aircraft carrier do not respond to this ninja, because I'm going to tell you why. He said in your chat, and this nigga was there when I said, he said, hell no, T Hill. You was up on B3 and you picked Nick Ball. Nowhere did I ever pick Big Ball. He know I said Figgy. I was like, Figgy gonna get him. He gonna stop him. And then my man Shelton said it too. This Mickey Freaky be in here trolling. So don't ever reply to this nigga. That's all he here to do is to troll, dog.
Yeah, that's what most athletes people are here to do. But that was a perfect counter, man. That was a perfect counter.
Hey, but this is what I wanted to say, right? I want to know, like, how much money you think Keyshawn and Richard Henderson gonna get paid if they fight? Anybody could just throw out a number.
Probably a million or less.
And that's why I'm saying we don't know how much money they get paid. Because Eddie Hearn sat there and told that nigga face to face that they gonna make more money off that fight than you getting $2 million. I know Boxer Hackett seen that video or whatever. When Richard Henderson said that fight worth way more because they're gonna get paid way more. The promoters is. So what I'm saying is, man, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes and business part of it. We just are speculating. That's all we're doing, speculating.
Yeah,
all the promoters have been sued, man. All of them have been sued, so it's not just unique to Al Heyman, man. They all been sued.
Too Rich. I'm saying that Richard Henderson got a video and he's saying that they was offering $2 million, but Eddie Hearn advised him don't take it because that fight worth more money. Y'all gonna get paid. Y'all gonna get paid more than $2 million. Eddie Hearn probably wasn't just saying. Eddie Hearn was just a petty guy towards him. He probably would just say, "Yeah, go and take that fight, get that money." You know what I'm saying? But obviously, he knows something that a lot of people don't know. You know what I'm saying? So when I be hearing people all on these panels screaming out, "Oh, this person got sued. He ain't even worth this much money. He ain't even worth this." You niggas ain't back there counting the money. Y'all ain't seeing them checks coming in. Y'all ain't seeing nothing else that's coming in. All you doing is speculating. That's what I'm saying.
Can I go next? I just want to say something real quick. First of all, this was a great fight. Y'all gotta go back and look at it. D-Fig, you need to make sure he needs to get some security to make sure while he out there because they ready to beat him up. Anyway, to what y'all saying, I don't think no one's infallible. Anybody is capable of stealing, doing whatever. Only thing I would say is that this is the first time I'm seeing like a boxing promoter being sued by a former fighter. Right? Okay. Actually, this is actually Heyman's first time being sued by a fighter. Well,
he's not being sued.
Actually, my bad. He's not. See, and that's what's crazy how this conversation is about Heyman and what he may have done, right? Because he actually, so let me correct that. Heyman has never ever been sued by a fighter, never, right? And I know that people is passing around this PBC contract with Heyman on social media, like, see, you can't even sue him. I read it. That's not true. And nowhere in that contract does it state or imply that you can't sue. That's just not. It doesn't say that at all. So that's a lie. I just think the problem is that people are so excited that Al Heyman's name is involved in something finally, so they can kind of grab hold of something. So now we're like, oh yeah, because I heard this and I heard that and blah blah, and we're saying stuff as if it's true without proof and evidence. And that's the problem with any case that comes up. We just saw with the Tank thing. Oh, he definitely going down. Now we don't know. We don't know. It'll come out in the wash, right? But at the end of the day, it's like he's named he mentioned in the lawsuit. They're suing Showtime, which Espinoza did make a statement, but of course he can't say too much, right? Saying he's disappointed and like basically not worried about it. Paramount made a statement like, we're not worried about it, we're gonna get you this document and show whatever. So what if it comes out that this was just a money grab, then what? Everybody gonna look crazy up here, and yeah, because I read this and I heard this and that. You look crazy, and people are jumping on the gun so thirsty. Be like, oh, you did. Maybe he did or didn't. But what I'm saying is, I've never seen this reaction when it's any other man. I've never seen it when it's Eddie. I've never seen this type of reaction when it's
Oscar getting sued too.
No, Oscar is always getting sued. I mean, Dana just had to settle $340 million, right? No one cared.
Nobody's really sued Eddie, bro. Has
No one
anybody
cared. So no one cares. So all I'm saying is, and if Al Heyman, well, actually again, Al Heyman's not even named in the lawsuit, but we keep talking about Al Heyman. We're not talking about the people who actually named in the lawsuit. People took this opportunity to like, oh, and I read this and I heard that. And I'm sorry, but some things we're spreading some misinformation, because that Whitney Houston thing, I remember that, and I look back on it. He had nothing to do with that lawsuit, and she went on to work with him later after that. And when it comes to the Beyonce Knowles thing, you can read that right now. He sued Matthew Knowles sued Live Nation and accused them of stealing some money. He was mad because his daughter fired him. And Beyonce chose Live Nation and Al Heyman over her own daddy. And we're up there like, oh, but they sued the money. And that's how we put out false information. I just read the whole article.
Let me get this. Shout out to Aircraft Carrier with the $1.99 in the super chat. He says, "Is it safe to say this is PBC last year?" Shout out Aircraft Carrier. Is it safe to say this is top rank last year?
It's been
a last year for the last 12 years. It's been a last year for, so I don't know.
It's safer to say that this is top rank last year.
They never say that. They never say that. And then that's why I said people keep falling to it. People act like it's not a racial component, and it is. And what bothers me is that you have other men, Black men, doing it. Like it's so, and I'm not saying he's above reproach. It's just that they don't go this hard. Like no one's questioning what's up with Top Rank. Top Rank has barely had any fights. They're on Tubi. No one said anything. And it's the fact that everybody's so thirsty and like y'all just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too maybe I just love my people too much and y'all different. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit there and over a lawsuit he's not even named a defendant in. Go this hard, and I heard this and I heard that, and they all crooks. They maybe are, maybe not, but you don't know that. And claiming someone's a crook and not having proof can get you sued.
Let me ask Mr. Greg a question.
Making claims about
I mean, he's all over with a lawsuit. Even if he's not being sued, he's all over the lawsuit. His name is being alleged, is being worked with.
He's not the defendant. You're making claims. He can sue you for that. You're making
They're
claims.
saying that Steven Espinoza worked with his manager to do the shit.
Yeah. Then he can easily sue Al, but he didn't. He can easily sue Al. He didn't.
All I'm saying is that you're making accusations. He's an advisor. What you gonna sue him for? Advising? You gonna sue him for advising?
Come on, y'all. I wanted to.
He's an advisor.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Y'all. Mr.
Yes,
Greg,
he can.
did you see?
Y'all making claims that even read nothing.
Hold on. Did you see Javante Tank Davis bond hearing, Mr. Greg?
I saw it, and I looked at y'all's things that you did last night. I wasn't feeling too good. I didn't come on, and I thought it was quite interesting that people are learning a little bit about the law or know some about the law. One of the things that's true, and I think it was NHA or whoever it was that said it, he was telling the truth. You can be arrested for something and still not be charged by the courts because you got to go through a process. So for instance, I was a victim. I done told that before. I was in the situation, but I didn't do what happened. But I caught charge. I got held for 18 months. And we got up to the arraignment where you got the formal charges that are going to be read. There was videotape, but it was hidden. So Tank allegedly is on tape, but it's not enough for them to have given him a high bond. So that tells me right there that's whenever they get to the arraignment where the formal charges are going to be read, they start setting the trial date, if it's going to be a trial date or they're going to drop, It's going to be different, most likely, than what they had the arrest warrant for. That happens all the time. People's been, I mean, there's a one guy in a young boy in New York who died, who was held for 3 years. Never got he got arrested on a warrant. He never got to court to get the charge. And he died in jail.
Damn.
So that happened. So I don't know what's going to happen with Tank. Like I said, I've watched and heard and listened. But one of the things that you have to do when you see this kind of stuff is watch, because different states have different procedures. And remember, prosecutors are just as ambitious as anybody else. They got a high profile case, they're going to go after it. But if the case looks like it's going to be a stinker, they'll throw in a rookie. I get the impression whoever was at that bond hearing was a rookie.
And that, did you hear his lawyer say that?
Yeah,
he was like, I'm sure she's a nice, ethical girl, but she don't know what's going on.
I think
and then he said other people at the state's office do. You heard him say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, his lawyer's a hog.
But I think the lawyer made a mistake. I think it's going to work against him in the long run.
What's the hacker hush?
No, I think so.
That lawyer was good.
It helped him.
I think this man who's been practicing law for 44 years made a mistake because
hold on, Jude. Let me hear Boxing Hacker. What mistake he made? What mistake he made, Boxing Hacker?
So remember what happened in that bond hearing, right? So he started off speaking, and then the counter was like, "Hey, objection! You're testifying, right?" At that point, he said, "Yes, I understand that I'm testifying. Although, if I'm going to prove that it's more than testifying, if I can prove that this case should be dropped, right?" So his whole argument was to prove that not testifying that this case is not right. At the end of the situation, when it finally went back, the judge was like, "We have video evidence that the law enforcement says corroborates, therefore." So that means that the initial objection was correct. That he failed to prove that he wouldn't, which also means that the girl's counter knows what he's going to use when they go to the real trial. You see how that works? Like now, like that whole argument that you started, it fell on deaf ears, and it's also now your opponent also knows what some of the premises that you're going to use to argue against. So I don't think it helped.
Yes, it did.
Where did it help at?
Yes, it did.
What part did it help at?
To say, if you get a chance, look at that article. Tell me, I don't know if this is a coincidence or this is a takedown on Floyd, but listen to that article I just sent you, and it came out today.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Greg.
What I was going to say, at that point, the lawyer was attempting, as he should have, to get it dropped right there and then, but he wasn't able to. But he set the table for it.
Yeah. So
when he couldn't, wait a minute, when he couldn't get there, then he wanted to make sure the bond wasn't punitive, so he can get his client out of jail. That's the next step. You got to have more than one strategy as you move through a court procedure, and you got to be able to read what's going to work and what's not going to work. This wasn't a trial. If he could have got it dropped right there, that's what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to try that. That's what you're paying him for. When it wasn't going to work, then you move in the direction that you get your man out of jail. And that was the first thing you're supposed to do, is do what you can to get your man out of punitive harm, because he could have been granted no bond. And so instead, what he paid, $850. Yes, that was a slant. That was a big win. Now all Tank has to do is be quiet, like he should, because lawyers will always tell you to shut up. Sometimes they don't. And stay in the gym if he has to. Stay away from the club, stay away from the girls, don't take no phone calls, don't send no messages.
Yeah, so no, I hear you on that, Mr. Green.
So what they know they know what he's going to do. This is no secret, because see, when you get ready to prepare for trial, you have to, the prosecutor has to give the defendant information such as the video. They have to be able to see the videotape before they ever go to trial, if there is a videotape. So they have to be able to see it already. So you already given away what we got, because that's what happens when you're behind the scenes and you see it and you make a deal right then and there. We're not going to trial. Let's just go to court, tell the judge we're going to take this plea, we work this deal out, et cetera, et cetera. So it doesn't matter if he revealed his hand or not, because you got to reveal your hand to some degree. If you got witnesses, the prosecutor cannot be met by surprise. She has to know, or he has to know, what witnesses are coming and whether they are relevant to the case. Not are they character witnesses, are they relevant to what has happened in this case that's going to go forward. So the lawyer didn't do anything wrong. He did exactly. If I had that lawyer at the time, I would have loved to have had that lawyer.
The judge literally complimented him. Like, I mean, the fact that the layman is going to question it when they said it themselves. And what I said last night on 2 Cents channel, Ladies Night, which was go rewatch that, plug in 2 Cents last night channel page. So what happened? What I said yesterday, what I think the lawyer did is like a case of, if you reach for the stars, you land on the moon. I think he understood that in asking for there to be no bail, he knew that kind of wasn't really going to happen, right? Because of course she is the judge. She's the judge for the bail hearing. That's her whole purpose. Her purpose was there. She has, like, as he said to her, use some of your judgment, some of your, which she can to a degree, but the likelihood of her to saying no bail when it was already written that that's what she has to do, right? But she did bring the rate down, because it was supposed to be 16,000, and she pretty much gave him half off, right? Because at this point he was on her nerves. He was, kind of stressing her a little bit, and she really, that's when he said, "Hey, I have this evidence right here. Would you like to see it?" She said no, because if she sees that, then she's by law kind of has to then say, "Oh well, this is it would probably force her to force her hand in doing something different." But that's why she didn't, because I have to keep it where it is. But I really think it was more about getting these things on the record, and they knew that this video was going to come out, right? Mm-hmm. You know this video is going to come out because it's a bail hearing. And what do you want to do as an attorney for defendant? You want to kind of like, because right now, not only does he have cases, but there's an issue of public perception right now. Right now, like, oh my God, he's going to jail forever. He's a terrible person. He did all these things. But now I'm saying on this recording, hey, he's actually the victim. This and that. He knows it's going to get out. And now that's why they have everybody talking. This is what we're doing right now is exactly what his defense attorney wanted. So he won, because he understood he wasn't going to get him out. Do you really think he's going to be crying about $1,600 bail for a millionaire? No. Do you think bail was the real goal there? Of course it's not. $1,600 and $800 is the same difference to someone like Tank. The issue wasn't the money. It was getting it on the record and public perception, and letting her know, hey, every little thing y'all do, I'm about to fight y'all on, even if there's something that's so immaterial, like the difference between a $1,600 and $800 bail. And so he accomplished it.
Here's the problem, though, right? Here's the problem. What everybody's saying.
That's why I was saying. I feel like we missed it. Like, even with him saying that, like, that's a positive on Tank's on his case. But like, it's like it's still kind of in the air right now, because like it's all. That's why I was saying last night. Like, it's all up to the DA right now, to whether he's gonna formally charge him and go forward with going to trial. That's the missing piece in all this right now.
The lawyer said it's unprosecutable. I've never even heard a lawyer say
right.
That.
So that's why the ball is in the DA court right now, because he can have all the information. He already has this information. So it's what's stopping him from formally charging him and actually pushing it to going to trial.
Yeah, so
I already was saying I felt like Tank was being extorted by the police.
Yeah,
but now it comes out that it's the police and the law firm, because the lawyer also stated that they doing shit to be disbarred. So I think that's very interesting for him to say that. Like, it's crazy. Like,
bro, they going out.
That's a big claim.
That's a wild situation for Tank to be in, and I think it says a lot that he did not pay them that $1 million.
But here's the thing, though. I think
everybody. Hold on. I'm not done. Listen to what I'm saying.
He's so thirsty. But let me tell you what the lawyer did wrong.
Listen to what I'm telling y'all.
Well, let me go out there.
I'm telling y'all. Think about it. If Tank is on video doing what they said he did, and he refused to pay that girl $1 million, I don't know. It's gonna play how it play. But if he didn't do nothing and he refused to pay that girl $1 million and he let his reputation be ruined like this, he missed out on $20-40 million from the Jake Paul fight. And then all this shit come out that people conspired against him and this and that. Like, I would be like, damn, like that's a lot to overcome. And then especially
And he
if he
mentioned
comes back to
punitive damages,
especially
remember?
if he comes back to boxing and is able to still perform and beat Tank. Like y'all gonna have to give that kid his flowers, bro. Period.
Yeah.
I don't care who he come back and fight.
Yeah.
I don't care who he come back and fight.
And remember, his attorney mentioned punitive damages because he was saying he missed about up to $40 million in pay, and he's talking about punitive damages and all this and all that, and talking about oh, people can get disbarred. Like he kind of like I feel like he just kind of let's planted the seeds that hey, this case could get turned around on you guys, and we might be suing y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what it felt like to me. So I don't know. That's some big.
That's what's definitely gonna happen.
His lawyer better be able to back it up. That's some big claim.
If the DA drop that, if they drop that case, that's exactly what's going to happen.
But here's the problem, though. I think everybody's jumping the gun a little bit, right?
No one's jumping the gun. They're just saying
hold on, wait, guys, wait, relax, everybody.
I'll stop letting boxing rage bait y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to rage bait you, but so consider all the elements, right? So they asked for a jury trial, right? They want a jury. That means they're trying to also appeal to emotion. That's why they even speak about extortion, because extortion is not really a part of this case. It doesn't really
matter. The person that asked for a jury trial.
How the hell is it not a part of this case?
Hold on. Even
you got it mixed up, bro. Because the person that asked for a jury trial is Tank's team. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Tank's team asked for a jury trial because they want to appeal to emotions. That's what I just said. So the reason why they bring extortion, because what do you have in this case? You have videotapes. That means there's some type of hard evidence, right? So you need to find any kind of angle.
No, that means somebody's trying to make me pay. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? That's not true.
There shouldn't be a jury trial because at the end of the day, they should say, "Hey, do you want to?"
It shouldn't be.
I know he
Why would I ask
for
a jury trial if I'm on tape, boxing?
Right. That's what boxing is not listening. We're saying.
Let him finish. Go ahead.
Oh my God, he wastes so much time.
You talk.
Let me go next.
Yo, Rich next, and then Tony.
The jury is full of people. People have emotions. Emotions can be swayed this way and that way. You can sort of describe somebody's what people are saying. You can say, "Oh, but this girl, she does it to so many people. She's done this in the past. What she did in the past doesn't even matter. If she extorted him afterwards, it still doesn't matter. But guess what? Because you're going through your emotions. You see how that works? What matters in the case is whether he did it or not. That's the only thing that even matters.
If that was the case,
no one's saying the opposite of that.
Hold on, yeah, but see how like things like extortion, the police are extorting him. This has happened. All that stuff
because they all can be true at the same time.
What they said.
Hold on, y'all. All of that stuff. See, that's why you ask for a jury trial. Like you guys are not like the jury, and even though what's the important is only one thing. All these extra things are there attaching to your emotions. Like, oh,
this has nothing to do with emotions. For reading
Juke, please let him finish.
This is why I'm saying that what they're trying to do is they have something that the police are saying collaborates with the woman's story, right? So what they're going to try and do is either try to find a technicality or find like a angle to attack it. Why I say what happened in the bond hearing wasn't necessarily a good thing is because he exposed his hand and didn't get
much.
That's
not necessarily true though.
Just let him finish, please.
He exposed his hand and didn't get much back. Remember, in the initial when he started, they called it an objection. The objection was he was testifying, and he was meant to prove that he wasn't.
Boxing hacker, you
but
keep
because he didn't hold on.
No, you hold on. Listen. You've said this 3 times already, boxing hacker. We know.
You understand?
Okay,
like
we heard it 5 times.
Everybody cuts me off. It may not be a good thing.
Because you keep saying the same thing over and over.
You have no new point. You don't.
Can you relax, please, Jude? So
please get a new point.
When it comes to this situation, don't think about the people, right? Think if you're the opposition. If you're the opposition, you just heard this guy's angle. Maybe we might have more points, but at least some of the points that he's going to use to attack. Now you can do more research on how to stop that and make that tape more valid.
But guess what? Boxing
might not be a benefit. He didn't gain anything yesterday. He didn't gain anything from with that whole spew. He didn't gain nothing.
To you?
No,
Okay,
the judge said no. The judge said we have a tape.
Oh my God, Dr.
The
Hack.
judge said
Man,
it was
Mr. Greg,
take
Mr.
hold
Greg.
on. No. Too rich. What you got,
This
Too
is
rich?
Go ahead.
this. Oh my God.
Hey, my point is my problem with this case, right? I'm looking at the way y'all cover it, right? And it's like all the book is being passed by everybody but Tank. And let me tell you what I mean. This is a bullshit case, right? I said when the shit first happened, I said, pay that girl off. Get rid of this shit. Okay, he didn't do that. My cousin him and a girlfriend went in the gas station. I mean, she went in the gas station, they argued. He go in there, grab her, he pull out. The gas station attendant calls the police, give them the tape. That kidnapping charge is a stacked charge. That's a charge that you're gonna plea down. It's not a serious charge. They know you didn't hide a girl in the basement. It was a domestic situation. That's not a big charge.
Exactly.
Okay, so the problem is this, bro. They was looking for you and you didn't turn yourself in. You
What do
didn't
that
turn yourself
mean?
in. So listen, that's what I'm saying. You don't have the right to say I don't have to turn myself in. I'm not worried
Yes,
about it.
you
Now what you gonna
do.
tell you the A side? You see what I mean?
Bro,
So what
that
I'm
don't
saying
make
is,
sense. Why would you do the
but listen what
police
I'm saying.
job for them?
What if the probation, the where he's on probation, they say, yeah, you beat the case, kudos. But they were looking for you and you did not turn yourself in. So I'm gonna violate your probation. He could
That is
beat
not
his
what
case
happened.
and still get violated because he didn't turn himself in. That's all I'm
Bro,
saying.
that is
If
not
it
how
was
it
That's
a
goes.
false.
serious case,
That's
if
factually
it's not
false.
serious, turn yourself in and get it over with versus wait for them to release a press conference, wait for them to put the marshals out there, and wait for them to catch you shopping in the designer district.
Oh my
What if that
God.
probation officer, he could get off on this case and still get violated?
Yeah,
Can
he definitely. Hey, can I say something now?
I just respond how he just that was just all half what he said
I'm
made
in.
no sense. So I get what you're saying, Mr. Too Rich. So for one, the day that his arrest warrant was the same day that they did the press conference and the marshals. So saying he just turned himself in, they wouldn't have put the marshals out. It all happened at the same time. They didn't have a warrant for his arrest, and then after they didn't give him time to not turn in. The day they put the arrest warrant, they announced the arrest warrant with a press conference with the marshals. It all happened. So you're saying, oh, he can't turn himself in, and that's why they had to put the marshals out. No, it all happened at once. That's why it was so weird from the jump. So that's one, a factually incorrect thing you just stated. That's factually incorrect. Number two, he has an arrest warrant. Him not turning himself in does not change the charges. The charges are
Exactly.
the charges. Well, at the end of the day, it would just doesn't, now he's gonna get violated because he didn't turn himself in. No, whether he turned himself in or not, as we see, he didn't get any extra charge for that. It had nothing to do with it. And if you listen to the bond hearing, because then this is a bond hearing, if you listen to what the judge says at the very beginning, I was in contact with the prosecutor's office, the DA office, 10 days ago. So Tank's team was already in communication after he realized he had an arrest warrant. And if you notice, he says, I gave all this information to the DA. He said I would have had it prepared today, but they didn't notify me he was getting arrested today. They were already working out something. So everything you said is factually false, and that's what I'm saying. Y'all just be talking. Y'all don't read anything. Y'all don't listen to
Yeah.
Y'all just
You think it didn't take no kind of investigation to catch him in the designer district?
Bro.
Y'all think they didn't
Can I say something now?
Hold on, one mic.
They didn't
Can I
cost
say something
nothing.
now?
Y'all
Listen,
delusional, bro. Y'all delusional,
one
man.
mic.
Can I say something now? Can I say something now?
I never even got a chance to talk for real, but go ahead.
Let me get paid. No, let me get Tony. Let me get paid, and then let me get Dean, and then you can go rich. Go ahead, Tony.
Damn.
What's up, Tony?
What's going on, Mr. Greg?
Hey, how you doing?
Yo, my mic, there it goes. Is it freezing? No, there it goes. All right, cool. We good. All right. I thought this was about Mayweather, not Tank. I was trying to see the information on the Tank case. I mean, not the Tank case. I'm sorry, the Mayweather case. So, like, it's a lot.
I was going over the lawsuit and explaining like why the case was taking place, what started it, who's suing who, and for what. That's what I was talking about.
As far as Tank goes, look, man, he'll have his day in court. I ain't gonna say if he's guilty or not. All I'm gonna say is I done seen this man yoke up females on camera before. So,
Tony, your mic, Tony.
What's wrong with Mike?
It sounds like you muffled a little bit, like you're too close to it or something.
Back up from the mic.
Is it better now?
Yeah, that's better.
It might be the cable got pulled out. All I was saying is I done seen Tank yoke people females up on camera before, so I wouldn't put it past him to do it. Now, like I said, it'll go to court. We'll see what happens. I'm not gonna say he's guilty till he has his day in court. But you know, at some point in time, you got to stop taking up for people just off face value after they repeatedly get caught out for the same thing. At some point, it's like, bruh, this is the common denominator. Like he's involved with several different women all saying the same thing. And I'm not saying by default that makes you guilty. He'll go to court for it. But at some point, bruh, you just gotta wake up and be like, this man like yanking bitches by the hair.
But we're literally talking about what the lawyer's talking about. So this whole taking up and all that.
Well, the lawyer didn't really say nothing. The lawyer didn't really say nothing. All the lawyer really said was whenever they did the little thing with Tank looking like he got beat up in jail with the black eye and the lump on his head, all he really said was, I didn't know he was going to get arrested. I'd had more stuff prepared for you. The DA doesn't really know what's going on, but everybody else in the office does. And then he got like an $8,500.
That's not all he said. No, that's not all he said. You might want to go watch it again, Tony.
I did watch it. Like the dude is going to court. That's period. It's just that's what's going to happen. He's going to go to court, and then we'll find out. Extortion doesn't even matter. He could try to countersue for extortion, saying that the girl said, "Well, if you don't pay me this, then I'm gonna press these charges on you." He could do a countersue, but it's irrelevant to what he actually did.
So nobody heard the lawyer say that the police report was false.
Oh my
God! Nobody heard the lawyer say that the arrest warrant was delivered, was put out because that the courts were lied to and deceived. Y'all didn't hear the lawyer say that the boxer hacker. This is why y'all get kicked off my panel, because y'all talk over people. This is why y'all get kicked off my. Then y'all run around and cry and tell people I kick y'all off because of y'all dumbass opinions. No. You get kicked off my panel because you keep talking over people and it's rude and it messes up my playback value. And I keep asking y'all to stop doing that. You made me forget what I was saying now. Go ahead, Dean.
No, you were talking about 2 cents. What you were saying in
the lawyer. Yeah, the lawyer. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. These are all the things the lawyer said in the arraignment, and we're just talking about. It's not about taking up or defending. It's a matter of hearing the lawyer say this case is unprosecutable. The girl when they found out he wasn't finna pay her $1 million, filed a false police report. A false police report. That means whatever she's saying in the police report is a lie. It's not about taking up. I'm just telling y'all what the lawyer's saying. And y'all keep coming on here talking about I seen him. How is the lawyer saying she filed a false police report irrelevant, Tony?
Because at the end of the day, if what the articles online have said and they've been published by major news agencies, that there is a take. There's a tape. There's a tape of him yoking her up by the hair and dragging her through the strip club. It don't matter. The evidence is there on video. If that is real, he is cooked. And there's no getting around that. No matter how many false things she says, no matter what extortion she does, he is cooked by the state, if that is real.
Go ahead, Dean.
What's up, y'all? First of all, this is why I don't like having conversations with people, because people be saying stuff and it just don't make sense. Gervonta Davis' legal team got the video, so he knows what happens. He wouldn't be talking that confidently if he didn't see it already. See, when you're trying to charge somebody with something and accusing them of something, you have to give them what you are accusing them of. Mm-hmm. Gervonta Davis' lawyer has all the information. So when he was walking in there talking into the court lady, he had all of that information already. So whatever tape y'all talking about, they have already saw. He still said it was unprosecutable. That's what he said. And he was a prosecutor for 40 years. So, we could get these online lawyers that think y'all know so much, but if he did do that on tape and all that, his bond wouldn't be $850, though. It just wouldn't be. So, what I want to say is the Maryland thing that Too Rich and them was talking about, this is why people need to read. It was a bench warrant. Not an arrest, it's a bench warrant, which means failure to either a probation thing where you ain't pay your fines or whatever, or you didn't show up in court. Well, he probably didn't show up in court because he was dealing with all the stuff that he got going on right now, which his legal team was already ahead of. So they've already taken care of that, whatever's going on in Maryland. So
It's clearly a media effort to smear this man.
Hey, dude, it's $8,500, not $850 on his bond.
Say that again.
It's $8,500, not
You only gotta pay 10%.
You only got to pay 10%. Thank you. You only got to pay 10%, my guy.
No, that's if you go to the bills. That doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is not.
Can I finish speaking? I wasn't done. I didn't cut
Go ahead,
nobody off.
Bro, see, this the point. This the
I didn't cut
problem.
nobody
Hold
off.
on.
Go
Let
ahead,
Dean
Dean.
finish. Go ahead, Dean. Finish up.
The thing is if it's true that Gervonta Davis had this woman after, like they got proof that after all of this, she was still with the man, and then they find out that she's lying, you can find somebody doing stuff on camera. That's one thing. But now it's on the state. They got to still prosecute you. And if they're doing that off of false claims, if she's not telling the whole story, it still could get thrown out. It's no different than if they catch you with drugs. Red-handed. They got you with drugs. But if they don't read you your Miranda rights or handle certain procedures a certain way, it doesn't matter that they got it red-handed. That's the thing about the law. You have to dot your I's and cross your T's. Any missteps, they could get thrown out. And then at that point, it'll be at the judge's discretion. So we'll see.
But Dean, he said we talking about a misstep. He said unprosecutable.
That's what he said.
Crazy.
I mean, my thing is.
Well, I'm gonna let Payne go. Go ahead, Payne. Go ahead, Payne.
Nah, Deem absolutely right though about that. Pretty much what he's saying is, even if you get caught with drugs in the car, if you don't allow the cops to search your car and they search your car illegally, that shit get thrown out of court no matter what the fuck they found in your car. Secondly, by her I'm pretty sure her lawyer told her when he was filing those charges not to, if he ever contact you, to let me know or anything like that. By her pretty much going against the lawyer, because I'm more than certain he told her not to be around that man. And you go back around him, that's damn near killed your case. That kills your case. Because now it's pretty much like you're not even gonna want to go forward with it. So now I think it pretty much is like, hey, Mr. Greg, I got one question for you. Do you know what formal charges are?
Do I know what the formal charges are?
No, I'm saying, do you know what it means?
Those are the charges that you're going to be tried by.
Right, but that's like what the prosecutor have to, the DA pretty much has to give it to your lawyer, basically formally charge you, meaning they're charged and go to trial,
because they have to
try the case.
Like Dean said, they have to show him the tape if that's what they're using as evidence in the trial. But see, there's other steps before you get there. You got a status hearing, first of all, before you even get to the preliminary hearing. Then you get there. That's when you decide what's going to happen gets decided at the preliminary hearing. But I suspect, I'm just guessing, I'm not a lawyer, I just been through this crap. At the status hearing, something is going to take place there where they're going to go to the court and tell the judge we're going for it, we want a date for a preliminary hearing, and then we're ready to go forward on this date with the formal charges. So that's where they are right now. He's just out on bail right now.
Yeah, that's what I was pretty much saying, because now that's why I said the ball pretty much is in the DA court, because if they find out like they don't have enough evidence to go to trial, more than likely the case is gonna get dropped.
Yeah, they got 2 steps to go, and I just hope, if like I said, I wish I had that lawyer. So
no, for real.
Yeah, I really do. Tank has a good lawyer. Don't let Hackett tell you he doesn't. He has a good lawyer right now.
Because Hackett say he did wrong.
Like the judge, I've never seen a judge tell a defendant,
"Hey, hold, can I
good
go
lawyer
now?"
in the middle of the.
And the last thing is this. Dr. Hacker, how the fuck can you tell a man that got 30 years in the field that he fucked
40.
44.
It's a logical thing.
Like he that stupid enough to really show his entire hand, bro.
I didn't say entire hand, but he showed part of it. It's a logical thing.
It doesn't matter. That's what he's in the law field for, bro.
Well, the thing is that because
can I
you have
talk
to share
now,
information, the defendant and plaintiff's team have to share witnesses, all that information anyway. So I don't know if you know how cases go, but you're saying, like they like the plaintiff, The prosecutor can't say, no, we're not going to show you the tape. We're not going to show you. So when you say show in hand, they're going to have to show what, like, put the list of witnesses, all that anyway. Like that goes to both sides. I don't know if you know that.
I still
Hold on, let Rich go. Let Rich go. Let Rich go.
So this is what I want. This is what I wanted to say, right? I hear Dean talking, right? About we don't know what's going on in Maryland, but I was on another panel and they wanted me to look it up and see what was going on in Maryland. I don't know if it's still there, but this was 3 days ago. He had a violation of probation, and the status of any violation of probation in Maryland is no bond. And that's what they got him for in Maryland, with no bond. I really think that they trying to, I feel like they keep putting in motions so they won't have to go to Maryland and take care of that right now. So they trying to get that out the way. They trying to get the violation of probation gone. Because that's what I seen on Maryland case search. You can go and look it up yourself, and you got no bond from some lady judge or whatever. But as far as paid, my bad earlier on Dean's channel, but the same way you defending this shit and all this stuff like that, that's all I was saying. Is the same
What
way
are we
that
defending?
I can't even talk. I can't talk. I'm not saying this. I'm saying the same way you defending it, meaning that you saying that you don't know if he's guilty or you know he's innocent. You know what I'm saying? Which I hope he's innocent, which I think he's innocent. You know what I'm saying? The same way you doing that.
What the fuck do that got to do with that?
Then why this nigga keep talking? What the fuck? I can't even finish my sentence.
Go ahead. Hold on, Pay. Let him finish. Pay. Let him finish. Hold on, Rich. Hold on, Rich. Rich, you ain't gonna tell nobody shut the fuck up.
But you just sat back and went on box and act for that.
Rich.
But what I'm saying is the same way you could do that. It's funny how the same way you like you don't know is this, you don't know is that, but you could know a nigga guilty off a fucking interview. You know what I'm saying? That's just not how I move in life. I can't sit back and look at a nigga interview and he say, oh yeah, he signed to this, or oh, he ducked this, and this that third. And then I say, oh, you heard him? He just said it. But you sit back and feel this and feel different when it comes to some real law stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was saying. Like sometimes you gotta look deeper into stuff the same way you looking deeper into this shit. That's all I'm saying.
That's
apples. Let me say this.
Nah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you looking deep into some law stuff, if you looking deep into some law stuff, looking deep into other shit. You know what I'm saying? What you mean that's some other shit? Wait.
That's Rich. Hold on, let me let the audience know what's going on, because Rich is upset because
no, I'm not upset. No, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm upset that.
Can I talk? Hold on, y'all. My phone. Go ahead. Hold on. Go ahead. Hold on.
Can I respond? No. Let me respond to him then. Hold on. Let me respond to him, bro.
Too many niggas talking at once.
Let me respond to him, bro.
I got cut off.
Let me respond to the man, bro.
I know we have to the panel, but this is what I would ask. Where are y'all getting that Tink only pay 10% of his day? And
what the fuck?
I can't hear what was talking.
This niggas.
You sound muffled, Tony. We can't understand you.
We can't hear nothing you're saying.
Nothing I'm saying.
No, you sound muffled.
I hear some noise, some muffledness.
Secondly,
you sound like you got the phone, like the microphone inside your mouth or something.
That was a badass take, first of all. Rich, and bro, why you just can't admit you was wrong, bro?
Boy,
how the fuck are you? How are you gonna tell the president of the fucking company how long he has a fighter sign, bro?
And how long did it? Wait. Let me ask you this one question. How long did the president say? Let me hear. How long did he say?
5 or more.
No,
around
he didn't
5.
say 5 or more, nigga. He said around there, nigga. So what the fuck do around there mean?
So he's my nigga. Did you know
Hold on, Rich. You gonna have to relax.
All right, test
hold on,
y'all.
Hold on.
Now? That was over exaggerated. I agree with
that.
He mad because he wrong. You don't want to admit it.
I just want to know is my mic working?
Hold on. Your mic is fine, Tony. Rich, you gotta relax, bro. Like, I don't understand. We having a discussion. You getting a little bit too disrespectful. I understand you don't agree, but you gotta relax. But let me say this.
Can I speak now?
The president of Matchroom said that Shakur Stevenson got a 5-fight deal, and now Rich is mad because
he didn't say around. He didn't say 5 fight. He said around. He said around. Around can mean 2. If you have $750,000, and the nigga say something to you, you might be like, I got around $1 million.
Okay, Rich. The argument is if he's a free agent or not,
But
and he's
I
not a
heard,
free
but
agent.
this what I'm trying to say, 2 cents. I heard
I
Eddie
told you,
Hearn out his
dummy.
mouth.
Eddie wasn't up there like
I
that.
heard Eddie Hearn say out of his mouth that he wasn't signed to him though. It's a video out there that Eddie Hearn saying Eddie Hearn over that guy.
Eddie
That's
Hearn, the
Hearn family.
promoter, the guy we heard from owns Matchroom, baby.
2 cents. Can
Eddie,
you?
the
over
Hearn
Eddie.
family.
He's
The
over
Hearn
Eddie.
family. The Hearn family own
It's too
Matchroom. What
late.
are you
Just take
talking
the
about?
L and move on.
The Hearn family
Mac-
own
Okay,
Matchroom.
let me
What are
say
you
this to
talking
two.
about?
Let me say this
The
to two.
Hearn
I'm gonna
family.
let Boxer
What
have
is
to
you
go.
talking about?
Is it
You
live?
sound stupid.
He is
You
hurt.
Hold on.
crazy, bro.
No,
Let
the
me say this
Hearn
to two.
family
Rich.
own.
Hold
They
on.
get in
Listen.
their feelings.
Let me
Get
say
over
this
Yeah.
to two, Rich.
Over a
Listen,
nigga
y'all.
being
Let me
signed.
say this to Rich, and then I'm gonna let Boxing Hacker go, and then I'm gonna let Thomas Hill go. I'm about to get off here in a few minutes.
Hey, 2
Rich.
cents. Is my mic working out?
Yeah, you sound fine now, Tony.
It sounds okay. Before you get to all of them, can I?
No.
just
Hold
respond to
on.
what
Hold on.
Dean
Hold on.
said?
Hold on. I'm gonna
Because I
let you
got
go.
cut
But I
off in the
just
middle of what I
hold
was
on.
saying by
I
him,
know,
then it
Tony,
rolled into
but
his
hold,
turn.
I told you the order, so hold on, Rich. The fact of the matter is, he lied about being a free agent, Rich. That's the whole argument. That's the whole argument, Rich. He lied about being a free agent.
Yeah.
Can,
You could disagree or agree, but what I'm saying is
hey,
the Hearn family own Matchroom. I don't know what she mean that
I told
Hearn
you,
Hearn is
let,
just
nigga,
a
let
Eddie
me,
wasn't
promoter.
up there for
I
nothing.
don't
hey,
know
Eddie,
what she mean by
Eddie
that.
wasn't up there
let
for
me
nothing,
Go
rebuttal
bro.
that
ahead,
right
Boxer
quick.
Hacker. Go
Let
ahead,
Hey,
Boxer
him
Hacker.
let me
Then he
rebuttal
go,
that
baby.
right quick.
No, it's
Let me
Boxer
rebuttal
Hacker.
that
Then
right
it's
quick. I got
go
some
ahead, Boxer.
pertinent information. I got
Hold
some
on to it.
pertinent
Hold on to it.
information.
Hold on to it.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Boxer Hacker.
Yeah, let me just respond to it, and let me just add to what Rich is saying. So I hear what people are saying about this whole the mention of the 5-5 deal, right? And the situation where Shakur was lying in the past. Do know that's not proof that he was lying in the past because one, we don't have enough information. We don't know if this is a new deal, if it's part of the original deal, if it's an extension of the deal. We don't know anything about this 5-5 deal. We just heard mention of a 5-5 deal. Was the fight he had with T.O. part the first fight in the 5-5 deal? Was the fourth fight in the 5-5 deal? Nobody actually knows, but we're claiming that Shakur is lying with no solid evidence. Shakur did say he was a free agent at one point. And at that point, we actually don't know if he had that if that 5-5 deal was in place or not. We're all just assuming things. So it's
Well,
very
let
important.
me rebuttal that because I
No,
got the
it's on,
information.
no, it's on Tony. Go ahead, Tony.
All right, go ahead.
All right, but salute to
All
you
right.
two, the pound champ. I'm about to drop
All
it,
right,
guys.
Boxer Hacker.
I know.
Dude, this is all I was trying to say. Is my mic working or is it still low? It's better?
No,
You
you
sound
good,
good.
bro.
Go ahead,
Okay, we
Tony.
good. Cool. So what I was trying to say is Dean, I know he's gone, but he kind of jumped over my turn, then it rolled into his turn. Now, granted, I guess my mic was messed up, but what I wanted to say is this. Where are y'all getting that Tank only paid 10% to a Bells bondsman? Where do you get that from? Most people with money pay the whole bond. Why? Because if you pay the whole bond, you get all the money back when you go to court. If you pay a Bells bondman, you don't get none of it back.
He
Exactly. They
missing the
don't know
point,
nothing,
bro.
It's
man.
actually
That's
in the
not what he
filing.
said.
No.
It
Why
says
y'all
he
take
paid
It's
a
not.
$1,000 in the
motherfucking
filing. If y'all
talking?
actually read instead of just talk,
What?
it would show that
Bro,
he paid
y'all
with $1,000 in
tripping.
the bonding. That's why it's actually in there. If you
It's
actually
documented,
pay,
Tony. That's your answer.
it's
It's
in there.
documented
Go
that he
read
was a
it.
Bells
That's what I'm
That's
bondsman.
what
saying.
I'm
Everybody
saying.
talking.
Go
They
to
ain't
the
read
actual
nothing.
website and stop Googling
He didn't
shit.
have to pay the
I
$8,500.
didn't
It's in
Google
there when he
anything. I'm
paid. It
asking a
shows the receipt.
question.
We're
It's
telling you
documented.
because it's in there. Go read it. It shows what he
Okay,
paid.
what?
He didn't pay $8,500. End of discussion.
So he went to a Bells bondsman.
No, he paid it.
No, he paid it.
I just said you're asking when you can go read it. This one thing you're talking about. You don't read.
What he's saying is a clerk don't when the courthouse do that 10% shit, they don't do it through no They just make you pay the straight up. Only bails bond people do
Did you?
5%,
Did y'all
1%,
not watch the case
10%.
and what she said?
That's what he's saying.
I know what y'all saying,
That,
but if y'all listen to it at the end of the video, y'all would have heard what she said. You know what? I'm gonna let it go because they ain't reading nothing, they ain't listening to nothing. Y'all just gonna talk. I'm done.
Okay.
They arguing
So
about something that's
I
in
hear what you're
writing. I'm
saying,
done.
Juke, but again, 2 cents. I was trying to talk and I'm getting talked over the whole time, just like before.
I was trying to
And
answer
now
your
my mic
question.
Okay,
is
y'all let
working.
Tony finish. She was answering your question, but go ahead, Tony. She said it's
Yeah.
documented, so go ahead.
So to respond to what Juke was saying, I will go read what was said because I haven't read. I haven't been keeping up with it because, like I said, I wait till they go to court. I see the outcome, and then depending on what the outcome is, then I'll say if they're guilty or not. But I don't place judgment ahead of time. All I'm saying is 10% is normally what you pay a Bells bondsman. You don't get that money back. The Bells bondmen keep that because they take the risk if you don't show up to court. So in other words, they have to pay the whole amount if you don't show up. On the flip side to the coin, normally if you pay it all in full
through the
to the
courthouse.
they don't give you a
Yeah,
percentage. You have to
they
pay it
don't.
all. You get it all back when you show up. So that's the difference. If you have the money, you spend all the money because you get it all back. If you go to a bail bondsman, whatever you get them, you don't recoup. I've never heard of a courthouse only taking partial versus the whole
That's
lump sum.
exactly true. But that
But
might
I
be
think
different in
I
Florida.
think
That's
the
true
point
though.
that people were trying to make, whether
You ain't
this it
saying nothing
wasn't
wrong.
about what he paid. The
Oh
point
my
people were
god,
trying to make was
this
that
is
the
such a mute.
fucking bail was so
I
low
mean, he's
that
saying
10%
something
of
that
that
he
is
know.
850. So they just
Y'all
trying to
saying
make
what
the
y'all
point
know
that
what you're
it's
reading.
nothing. We're not saying what he paid. We
Yeah,
don't know if he
he's
paid
saying
the
something
whole
he
thing
know.
or if
But
he
I
paid.
mean, that's
Yeah,
either
you
here
gonna
or
keep
there.
talking over me, Rich?
I just
Rich, you gonna
know
keep talking over me? You can't hear me
about
talking, Rich?
that. What Dean is the
Rich,
Dean still on the panel?
Damn.
That's
Rich,
what
you
his
don't
shit
hear
say
me?
though in Maryland.
Rich,
Rich,
shut
can
up,
y'all hear
bro.
me?
That's what it
Damn.
say
Can
no
y'all hear
bond,
me?
violation of
Ask Rich if
probation.
he can hear me.
That nigga can hear you.
Bro, he
Rich,
hear
you
you,
can hear
bro.
me?
You
Yeah.
tripping.
Rich, do you hear me? Rich,
Emotional ass nigga.
I don't think Rich can hear me. Y'all ask Rich if he can hear me.
No, he
Hey,
can hear
Rich,
you,
you
bro.
said
I'm pretty
Rich.
sure he
Knock
can.
him off. I don't know. Let's be
The
clear.
nigga
Go
can
ahead.
hear
One of
you,
Go
us.
ahead, Thomas.
Jay. He can hear
Hey,
you.
well, two cent.
Hey,
Let me respond to the
No,
to
no, no. Go ahead, too,
no,
Rich. Go ahead,
no,
too,
I
Rich.
can't
And
hear
be
nobody.
done.
the.
Only hear y'all.
Hey,
You and
Oh,
I'm
Rich is
about to
saying
get
he
off.
can't hear nobody but me.
Tell Rich to get
hey,
off and come back.
all
Hey,
Go
right.
Rich,
ahead.
come back if you can hear me.
I don't know what the big deal is about this five-year deal is, but if the thing is that he's lying, so I heard all this conversation between yesterday and today. So you know me, I told you my family was like historians. So I went in the archives and I got the information. So if you go to the interview with Eddie Hearn and what's the guy with the gray beard for PBC with Tank? Leonard Ellerby. Remember with that fight, they was kind of going back and forth about it. This was before the Zapata fight. He's Eddie Hearn said right there to Leonard Ellerby, Shakur has 2 fights. We gonna go with Zapata and whoever else the fight after that, and hopefully he extends. Hopefully he extends. So
They
the
won't bring
question he
that up
probably
though. They don't
extended it.
bring stuff like that up though.
Yeah, he extended it. What's the big deal? He extended the deal. I don't know what the big deal is.
Where
I
did
don't
you get it?
understand
He
what y'all.
extended the
Hold on. Let
deal
me say
from?
this. Let me say this. Either way, whatever y'all talking about, the nigga ain't been a free agent and he been lying about it. Like, what's the like? What's so hard, guys? Like, I don't
Who?
understand.
Okay, well, the other interview I got, which is very substantiated because it's on YSM. It's on YSM channel, where Eddie Hearn tells YSM, he say, if Tank wants to make the fight, I'm not getting in the way of it. I'm not going to stop that fight. They can do that. He said that on YSM channel. He's not going to
How,
get in the way of the fight.
how could he not if he signed to him, bro? What
Why?
are you?
What
What's
he's
Why?
wrong
saying,
with
Why?
I'm
y'all?
going to step aside. He's telling him, I'm going to step aside and let him make that
How
fight
if
on
he
his own.
signed under Matchroom?
Listen, I'm telling you what the man said, y'all. Y'all doing the YouTube
Bro,
narrative.
like what's
I'm
wrong with
telling you
y'all?
what he
Man, y'all,
said.
I'm out, bro.
How
This is
can
Hey,
you
hey,
not
crazy.
hey,
go
hey,
by
hey,
what he
hey, hey,
said?
hey,
That's
two,
what he
hey,
Hey,
said.
how
hey,
He's not
come
two,
it
going to get in the
always
hey,
the
fight.
other
two H,
people that's not with the PBC that y'all believe, but y'all don't believe a damn thing that the PBC
hey,
representatives
Now they
say?
don't
Okay,
believe what
well,
Matchroom CEO
okay, look.
says.
hey,
Now they
two
don't
H,
believe what
man,
What
Matchroom
I'm
two
saying
H,
CEO.
is, he said
two
if
H.
the
They just trying to
PBC is going
attach
to
their
do the
names,
fight,
man.
he
That's
said
all.
if the PBC is going to do the fight, I don't have to have anything to do with it. If Turkey is doing the fight, then of course he got something to do with it. But if the PBC is doing the fight, he's going to step aside and let them make the fight. It's
Yeah,
on YSM channel. I don't have to lie. It's on
yeah, okay.
YSM channel.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Man, shout out to YSN.
Is this the 2 cents portion of it, or are we still talking?
I'm gonna head up out of here. So what you
All
got?
right. Well, all I gotta say is, man, it's amazing how many hoops we'll jump through just to make certain things right and certain things wrong. Like you said all along, like we've all been saying all along with rational minds, man, we gotta let stuff play out so we can see how it shakes out. But at the same time, man, I don't understand why we celebrate or jump to bring down the demise of our people like we do. Meanwhile, we got people open in public doing some foul stuff, and we're gonna make an excuse for that ish. When it's all said and done, boxing hacker, you my dude, bro. I know you get up every day just to go find a place where they talk about things that affect the PBC, just so you can give your hoo-ha and hoorah, man. But you know what? I never thought I see the day that we got people getting in their feelings over other folks that don't even know about us, man. We got to chill on that, man. We shouldn't be coming to the point where we out here who banging on one another, man, over some difference of opinion. So let's chill on that stuff, man. I'm out.
All All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Shout out to Mr. Greg. Shout out to Juke, Too Rich, Tony Reviews, and Rich on the panel. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for coming up. Great conversation today. If you want to go know about the Floyd Mayweather lawsuit, know some facts about it, scroll back to the beginning of the live. If you listen to the replay of this live, be sure to let me know and drop it below your 2 cents about the Mayweather case, about Tank. It's a lot going on in boxing right now. I had to do 2 lives 2 days in a row because we couldn't cover all the information yesterday. But I think it's all interesting. I'm going to follow it all. We're going to talk about it all. And as you know, I'm going to give my 2 cents. But listen, if you don't want your hosts all in the videos, cussing you out, timing you out the chat, leaving you in the background, kicking you off the panel, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.